Welcome to the Executive's View, the sports podcast where the stakes are high and the debates are fierce. Please welcome your host, Aaron Sirius Simmons, alongside co-host Barry DeVille Jordan. Each week, we bring you into the boardroom where the elite minds of sports converge. From the gridiron strategies to the business behind the ball, we tackle the hard-hitting questions and give you an insider's perspective. So pull up a chair and join us at the table where champions are made and legends are born. This is the Executive's View. Let's get down to business.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Executive's View. This is the view from on top, man. You could be anywhere in the world on a Tuesday night, but you're here with the executives, and I do appreciate that, man. I am back in the building, so I'm going to start this show how I start the show, man. You guys know how I get started. If you see the show, share the show, man. We're all over the place. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Spotify. We're doing big things in big places, and definitely want to take you along for the journey, man. I don't do this by myself, man. I got a couple of brothers that are here currently and some that'll be joining us here in a little bit that want to talk everything sports, man. I got my man CK in the building. So, One Channel, how we doing, sir?
I'm all right. I need to know why St. John's isn't ranked and they 9-2 and they beat ranked teams, but, you know, I'm just asking a question.
I mean, it's a very good question. We may get to that in a little bit too, man. I got the 49er fan himself in the building. What's up, my dude? How we doing, sir?
I'm here, man. You know, I'm gonna still rock my Niners, man. I'm gonna rock them all the way to, you know, we draft day, man. I'm gonna rock them. It's not to be good, but I'm gonna keep rocking them, man. But we gotta give CK a Jets hat or something, man. A Jets pin.
You know what? Here's the funny thing. I've known CK for damn near what, 15 plus years. Yeah. I ain't never seen that brother in a Jets hat, a Jets hoodie.
Man, you got to get him on like little pale pins.
I got rid of all my Jet stuff when they moved to Jersey.
I ain't never seen that brother in anything Jets affiliated. I seen that man on Facebook with a picture of a fish before I see that man with a Jets hat on. You know what I'm saying? Anyways,
if Woody Johnson listening, man, please send a care package to Chandler at.
You know, So send that brother Woody, you know what I'm saying, Fireman Ed or something like that, man. Send Fireman Ed to CK's crib, man. Hook him up with some gear, man. With that,
hey, you know what I gotta say? Hey, before you start, I gotta say, Chandler, are you happy now since we talking about your Jets? They're gonna interview Louis Riddick, man.
They're gonna interview him, but I'm gonna say hi. Yeah, they gonna.
He on the interview, man. He on the interview.
Okay, you need to hire him. Fuck the interview.
The Steelers interviewed him, and we ended up going with Omar Khan. Now, again, I'm cool with Omar Khan. Don't get it twisted, but I wanted Louis Riddick too. When Kevin Colbert stepped down, and, you know, obviously we went with Omar Khan. But getting an interview is only half the battle. You got to close the deal and hire the man, get that man the keys to the kingdom, and let that man do what he does. And I just don't foresee the New York Jets being a smart franchise in order for them to do that, because nothing that they have done up until this point has shown me that they can. However, with that being said, I wanted to kind of set this little bit up for a little bit. We were talking in the green room about a couple of things. I'm going to say that for a minute. But Michael Vick is now the new head coach of Norfolk State.
I don't even know where Sacramento.
No, he's at
Norfolk State.
Norfolk State, man. So, you know what? You know, Chandler, tell me what you think, man. Mike Vick is, you know, cutting his teeth in coaching. I'm cool with it being HBCU, but how you feel, my guy?
I don't know. Mike has been working with young players, old players, period, since all of the nonsense went on when, you know, he killed, you know, apparently he committed the worst crime in the world and fought dogs. You know, he could have murdered 75 people, but God forbid you heard that. I'm an animal lover, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that this is not just a, hey, let's up our profile, let's try to get some attention. There is a lot of talent in the DMV area, a lot. Mike Vick is a legend in that area. He does a lot of stuff in the community in that area. He does a lot of things, a lot of stuff that doesn't get publicized, by the way. A lot of stuff. And so you in that area, you know this. He holds camps, all that stuff, and people don't even talk about the stuff that he does in the community. So he's already got inroads when it comes to talking about recruiting. Again, it's him, Randy Moss, Prime. Those are three guys that I don't care if you're 10 years old, you know who the hell they are, right? You could have never watched a football game, but you know who Michael Vick is, you know who Deion Sanders is. You understand? So you know Randy Moss is. So he's in an area, he's in a space where if he surrounds himself with the right people, as far as coaches, right?
Yeah.
Gets a GM, I think that he can get that NIL money. Okay, to get some of these kids that might be looking at a Power 4, that might from that area that might stay. You go to Norfolk State, he can help up the profile of HBCU. The negative I see is he's not. Let me see if I can say this the right way.
A diversity hire. He's a DIA hire.
He
checks the box.
He needs to he needs to learn how to talk. Let me put it as plain as I can. I ain't trying to be funny. Mike is kind of a mumble mouth. All right. Mm-hmm. So I don't see him standing in front of a room full of kids and he's talking and I can't. I hear him stuttering and stammering and stuttering and stammering. I'm like, dude, go see a speech coach. All right. Learn to talk. Okay. That's the only negative I see to it is he does a lot of you knows and the ums and the you knows and the ums. Bruh. Stop saying Stop saying you know. All right. Stop saying Stop saying because you sound unintelligent when you do that. And that's for anybody. Don't say Don't say Either pause or already know what you're going to say. And that's the one thing I want Mike Vick to get better at is his speech patterns. Outside of that, though, I think it's a good hire.
I can respect it. Villains in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Talk about speech patterns. Is that what we doing? We gonna talk about his speech. That's what we doing.
Yes.
I love you. I love you. Nah, I'm not gonna hold that against him. I mean, I have the same. Everybody has like you know what I mean, like that pause that comes out.
You got to get rid of that if you're going to be trying to get money from rich folks, bro.
No, you don't.
Got to get rid of that.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
Nah, Moses was a stutterer. I think he did pretty good. So, I mean, I'm good.
My man went biblical. My man went biblical.
Are you talking about a book written by men?
My man went biblical.
Do we really want to go down this road, Barry? About
sure. Moses was a drunk.
Where they actually wrote the Bible.
Noah was a drunk. No, Moses was a stutterer. David was a murderer. And, you know, it all works out. Listen, I think Mike Vick is a really good hire. I've been down to that area. I don't know if you guys ever been to Norfolk area. It's a really big, college. What's that?
I was stationed in Norfolk. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a beautiful area. My sister lives down there. She demanded that I bring this subject up, so I'm glad you guys hit it first. I think he's going to do really good down there. I think, to your point, it's really good for HBCUs to really get people like us of color involved in the system and really start to bring it up. I think Eddie George, I think we talked about it last week, right, Larry? Eddie George has done a tremendous job.
Yes.
You know, where he's at. Deion brought a lot of eyeballs to Jackson State and HBCU. So I really think this is a great look from Mike Vick. I hope he doesn't want to just come in and come out and use this as a stepping stone to the next level. No offense to that, but I'm selfishly also thinking, like, I think it's a really good look for HBCUs that if he stays there and continues to build a program, you know, he's got to start building a program, but you know what I mean? Like, so I love it. I think it's great.
You know what, to be honest with you, Larry, I'll come to you in here in a second. You know, when the news broke, I was pleasantly surprised because, like Larry, I thought he was going to Sacramento. And when this came across my phone this afternoon, you know, again, living out this way, being in the DMV, understanding how he and other people from this area tend to, you know, come back this way. You're talking about Hampton, you're talking about Howard. You're talking about other big HBCU type of schools in the DMV. I'm glad that Mike Vick, who's from this area, came back
Right.
and now has an opportunity to secure talent from this area. And then who knows if he can cast his net, farther out. I mean, Mike Vick, by his name alone, would draw, athletes to him. I mean, again, Deion can coach his tail off, but before we figured out Deion can coach, Prime was Prime. You know what I'm saying? And so he was able to attract, and then he got in there and did his thing and became a tremendous leader of men. Took a team from 2 wins to now 9 wins, a Heisman Trophy, winner. We all know the resume that Coach Prime has created for himself. And my goal is that Mike Vick, follows that potential blueprint. We all have an element. We all have something that does so easily besets us to kind of go biblical, if you will. So, to Chandler's point, if he has a speech pattern issue, perhaps he needs to work on that. But his speech pattern is not going to get in the way from him coaching these young men. It's not going to get in the way for him formulating a game plan and putting a staff around him that can potentially elevate a program that's pretty much been dead and left for dormant. And so I'm excited about it, to be honest with you. I do hope that this kind of, starts to shift how people view Michael Vick. We all understand what he went through previously, and each time the name Mike Vick comes up, it's not about what he did at Virginia Tech. It's never about what he did for the Atlanta Falcons or the Philadelphia Eagles. It's always about his mark, his dog fighting thing and all that. Yeah. And so I'm glad that he now has the ability in 2025 to take his pen out and rewrite his story and put college coach behind his name. And let's say he does use it as a stepping stone into something else. Again, if he follows the blueprint, Deion did the same thing. And now Deion is able to impact the masses upon masses based off of what he was able to learn and acquire and the skill set and the players that he brought along, man. So I'm happy for him. Larry, talk to me, my guy. How you feel, man? Mike Vick is now the Norfolk State head football coach.
Man, you know what I'm gonna say? This is where I'm gonna go with this, and I'm gonna go a little bit differently than y'all gonna go down this path, right? Deion is like, man, kids love Deion. Especially, that's what me and Barry said. If Deion come to Florida State, right? Kids love Mike Vick. You know how many kids play Madden and they like, oh my God, Mike Vick is unstoppable on Madden.
Right? This brother had a roller coaster. He had a roller coaster. The Michael Vick experience was the real thing.
Do you know how many times they show his highlights, his highlight runs? Like, he's going to be able to recruit kids who just remember the highlight runs. You got to remember, this is college football. So he can recruit those dual quarterbacks. Just like I said with Deion. Deion was able to get Travis because if you're a cornerback, who you want to learn from? One of the all-time greats. If you're a dual threat quarterback, who would you want to learn from? One of the all-time great dual quarterbacks, right? Mm-hmm. So I love it. I'm waiting on Deion. I mean, I'm waiting on Vic to pull that and upset that apple cart because I'll go even further. Chandler, he was around, but I love history. All the black players used to go to black schools. But they couldn't go to these Power 5 schools. And then these Power 5 schools said, you know what? USC got a black quarterback. They beat Alabama. You know what, Alabama? I think you need to get rid of some of these good old boys and go get some of these black players, right? So, and we all know college been playing players under the table, or guys go there because they know they graduate from, Alabama or, Tennessee or whatever. They can get a good job afterwards. So it took away these really star players that were going to these black schools and these HBCUs, and then they start going to these Power 5 schools, which ultimately a lot of the HBCUs suffered. So I love it. I love it because now he can bring. I hope he create a whole ecosystem like Dion did, so he can start bringing money back into that school, back into that community, back to HBCUs. Right. I just hope that they don't. Sometimes HBCUs they get in their own way. I hope they don't get in their own way. Let him do his thing. They already said he's gonna be the head coach. He's gonna kind of be like Dion. He's the head coach, but he's gonna have really good offensive coordinator, D coordinator. He's gonna have a GM. Mike Vick, kind of like what we said last week. Mike Vick is like Bill Belichick, man. All you gotta do is walk in the room. I'm Mike Vick, just like Bill Belichick. These kids gonna really have to make some hard decisions. Like, man, do I want to go play for Mike? Do I want to go play for Bill? Do I want to go play for Dion? Like, they have to make some really hard decisions. But I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'm gonna say this, right? Because I know we talked about me and my Niners, right? When the Niners lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, what I told my homeboys, I say, dude, I am not mad because Andy Reid played Donovan McNabb, black quarterback.
Right.
Andy Reid took a chance on Mike Vick when he was vilified. I'm talking about people were literally like he should never play ever again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he literally, I don't know if y'all saw it, but when Mike Vick first got out of prison, Mike Vick looked like garbage. And the reason, said, you know what? You sit on this bench, you get your wheels back under you, you get yourself together. And what was he doing? He was looking like the damn MVP of the league for at least 3 years, right?
Yeah. Pass because Andy Reid made him become a passer.
That's it. Yes, Andy Reid made him become a passer, but Andy Reid took the opportunity to say
to gave him the chance.
We're going to get you back in the game. Like, this is what I hate about Colin. Nobody ever stepped up and said, hey, Colin, we'll give you a second chance. Right?
Right.
Well, hold on.
We're talking about Mike Vick, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with losing to Andy Reid because Andy Reid took a chance not only on one black quarterback, but on a second black quarterback who had just got out of prison. And by him taking that chance on Mike Vick, look at the redemption of Mike Vick. Yeah. Not only is he a head football coach now, he was on the air for the past 3 years. I'm giving everybody stuttering, but he was actually on the air. Like, he was part of the Thursday night crew.
Right.
He literally has redeemed himself all because Andy Reid took a chance on him. Like,
it took that one person, Larry. You're absolutely right because you guys remember. You remember, Larry, right? Like, I know friends that are dog lovers and everything. They wanted to crucify that guy, and they would never want him to have a second chance, and it wasn't fair. Like, I understand what he did was wrong, but like, he paid his debt to society. Like, a lot of people can't say that. This guy went to jail, paid his debt to society. He didn't just do the charity work just to try to get a job. Like, he sincerely did that. You know what I mean?
He was already doing the charity work before the dog fighting stuff.
Yeah, but like, he spoke out against it. He did his time in jail, and then he went out and went around the country and went out and said, what I did was wrong, right? And like really put himself out there and got himself to where he's now the head coach of a great HBCU school.
Yeah, dude. Like, I'll go there since we was going down there. Look, if Mike Vick was white, he probably would have got some probation time, and they might have told him you pay this fine and you go back and play on the team. But Mike Vick ain't had no criminal record. Mike Vick was actually doing charity, and he was doing all these camps and stuff before the dog fighting incident.
Right.
Before.
Right.
And I get it. It's animal cruelty. But I live in Texas. It's people that do animal cruelty every day, and they just give them fines because it was so publicized. And the fact that it was Mike Vick, a black dude. Yes, they literally threw him under the bus, dude. Even
they wanted to make an example out of him, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
Even when he went to court, if y'all remember, they was like, he's a first-time offender. Most of the time, they get probation. They get this. They gave this dude like 3 years in prison.
3 years.
Coach is on it. Coach is on it, though.
3 years in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Martha. Yeah, it was like nothing happened to Martha
Nothing ever
Stewart.
happened.
Like,
Nothing happened.
Yeah,
like
bro.
you're absolutely right, serious. Like they wanted to make an example out of it. I hate going down this road, and you know,
Dude,
my
but they
sister
did.
chimed in too. She's absolutely right. Like they will protect the dog before they protect the black man.
Yeah,
This is
dude,
true.
and
That's the whole is listen. I know I'm an animal lover.
Yeah,
I was stationed with guys who, for generations, all their family did was fight dogs. I'm not gonna say I agree with it.
yeah.
If got somebody beating an animal or something like that, I'm probably gonna murder them. Right? They're doing in front of me. But I also can't sit there and tell you
dude,
that
but
your family for generations. I didn't say I don't agree with it, but I can't tell you wrong or that you're a terrible person. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you were brought up in. Okay.
Right.
Now, Mike stopped doing it to his credit. Okay, but again, he came from an area. Again, I was stationed there. There's a lot of dog fighting in that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It's
but you trying to tell me if a judge knew all these circumstances,
their culture. It's part of their culture.
Right.
So
you trying to tell me?
It surprised me that he was fighting dogs. It never surprised me. I wasn't shocked when I heard it. I didn't look where he from. We respect, you know. But to bring it back though, like I said, for me, I think he's going to get kids there. I think he's going to keep. I think Mike Vick is about to throw a fence around the DMV area.
Yeah.
Okay? He's about to throw a fence around there. And some of them schools that have been picking them kids out of the Clemsons, the West Virginias, the Pitts. I would say Maryland.
Virginia Tech, Virginia.
Yeah, we know Mike Locke's the clown. Ain't
I mean, he ain't going to Maryland. He ain't going to Maryland.
Yeah. And you know, like Kelly, I don't know if last time you've been down there. I was down there this year. That was the first time I really was in that area for an extended period of time. You know, they're building up. The area is not like super built up, but the facilities are starting to get there, right? And it's only going to take Mike Vick getting a little money, right? Serious, getting that one kid, right? That one kid to flip, and then it starts to build. Just like Eddie George has done where he's at. So I think Norfolk is really about to ride this wave. I hope they ride this wave and just really keep going and building not only that area, but the whole HBCU. Like I think it's about time. It really is. Because I remember growing up, the only game you talked about was Southern Grambling. Now you're talking about it all year round. And I think it's great.
Barry, I mean, I'll go even further. When we was doing the confidence picks X series, I was sending in HBCU confidence picks every week.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually watched some of those games, and like, dude, let's just keep it a buck, bro. I get it. They're not gonna be able to compete with some of these NIL deals, and these schools offering heads $4 and $5 million, right? But in I'm gonna say HBCU school, right? You could get one 5-star, but you can get a bunch of 3 and 4s and a couple of 2s and build you a winning program.
That's it.
Real winning program.
And
it doesn't take much.
There was a time about 10 years ago with Norfolk State. That's when Norfolk State was kind of cooking. They were trying to get on. They were trying to become an FBS school. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And it came really close, but it didn't happen. I can see Mike Vick taking them to a Power 4 conference. Now, on one hand, I'd hate to see it because I don't want them to leave the HBCU. But at the same time, if we're talking about progress and success, isn't that?
I mean, that is progress and success. I mean, I get it. But then let me ask you this to your point. Would we look at Norfolk State and Mike Vick the same if he took the money and ran?
Well, no, I'm not saying. Well, I'm saying the school wanted to be an FBS school. All right, that was their goal years ago. So if it turns out that he gets that school to a point where the FBS, some big powerful conference comes and say, "Hey, want to come join us?" You know what I'm saying? Can we blame them if they take the next step? See, that's what
they need. Do they need to though, Chandler? Do they really need to? Like,
dude,
I mean,
that's where it's going to get complicated because then it's you abandoning the culture and all this.
Right.
But at the same time, if I get a good job, right? I live in the projects, right? I get this really good job, so I move out to Long Island. Am I a sellout or am I doing what I'm supposed to do for my kids?
It depends on who you talk to.
Exactly.
But you know what, and I'm gonna go this. I've always believed that if you stay in that job and you don't move up to the next level, you keeping that job from somebody else that need to move up to be in that point, right?
That's true.
And I'm gonna say
That's
that
true.
I'm gonna say that because Deion left Jacksonville State and they actually have a good program. They're actually winning.
Yeah, they're back in the championship game, right?
Yeah, he
won
left them. Yeah, but I'm saying he left them in a awesome position.
Yep.
Yeah, and after everybody killed him for leaving, but like a rising tide lifts all boats, right?
Yes.
So what he did for that program and for the visibility of HBCUs, it can't be measured, right? It's the same thing Eddie George is doing, and the same thing Mike Vick is going to do at Norfolk State. So, like, I agree with you, Chandler. It'd be good for him to take that program to another level, but like, it would be even better if he stayed where he was, right, and just lifted the tide for everybody, and just like you're right, like the money that Norfolk State can generate is not on the level like Ohio State. Ohio State would have 20 million in NIL money, right? But they don't need 20 million to get a couple 3-4 star recruits, right? Chandler, like, you know, like they
have the ability to generate that because again, that's a military town. Do you know how many admirals,
you're right.
All of that got they masters and PhDs at Norfolk State? Okay,
absolutely.
So they can advance in rank, and now they're executives and CEOs. Okay, and they're alumnus.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have, again, if Mike comes there and builds this school up, they have a wellspring, an untapped wellspring of money. But why would I donate to a school that's trash?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't donating to you. You're trash.
I'm like this, dude. He gonna build it up, and I don't know about y'all. Imagine how many people they probably gonna have to move the game if they had a Eddie George versus Mike Vick game.
Oh yeah,
I need to see it.
That's this year. You have to put that on the bill.
Oh yeah, you know, College Game Day's going there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You would have to.
Well, you know, First Take will be there Friday, right?
Yeah, bro. You would have to.
Well, that would be crazy. Stephen A. Smith, I can't stand him.
But he goes to HBCUs every Friday. I give him props for that. So.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's a military town. It's a great look. My sister went to that school, so I'm biased. You know, it's going to be great. I really think when I saw this news, my sister, she gave me the news, right? You know, she had a, you know, green and gold, and I was like, oh, I love this. Like, I just all I can say. I love this. This is.
I mean, it's good, man. This is good. I mean, this is good for the DMV. This is good for Mike Vick. This is good for Norfolk State. This is good for HBCUs. I mean, this is good all the way around. And again, I hope that he's given the opportunity to build the damn thing. Because let's keep it a whole buck. Like, it's a copycat league, and you know the success that Prime had. The success that Eddie George is having, you know, I want Michael Vick to be able to swim in his own lane, and then when it's time to merge, and with what these other gentlemen are doing, he's able to merge. But you know, I don't want them to throw the baby out with the bathwater if he goes in there year one and they stink up the joint. You know what I'm saying? So I hope they are patient with him. I hope that, you know, I think he's able to build it and able to move and groove it.
Hey, serious. So you know what I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say that to y'all fellas. Put something on y'all brain real quick, right? One, Mike Vick was a quarterback. Look at what Major Applewhite was doing, and Major Applewhite not even nowhere near the quarterback that Mike Vick was. But also, you were a quarterback under Andy effing Reid, bro. Yeah. If that team don't do nothing else, they gonna score some points, bro. If you get the right players in there, if they don't do nothing else, they can't stop nobody.
Well, I mean, I look at it like this. I look at this. If you look at how Colorado played last year, they scored some points. They couldn't stop nobody, and Shedeur got killed. Now this year, it's a whole different ball game. So
because he was able to bring in some of his people, and Shedeur is being protected a lot more. But I think it's no way in hell that Mike Vick, you were a quarterback in the league that long and you don't know offense. Dude, look at what's his name? Dan Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky was nowhere near the quarterback that Mike Vick was. And Dan Orlovsky can break down offense like it's nothing.
Yeah, because you learn 12 years, you sit there and you
You
learn in
learn.
the quarterback room and you learn from great
Yes.
coordinators and great coaches. So I agree with you, Larry. I think it's going to be really critical, the staff he brings in. I hope it's guys that, not only know the game and can teach it, but, guys that like seeing Warren Sapp at Colorado is such a good look because he's just got such an energy and spirit about him. Like, I don't want him to, like Mike Vick, to duplicate that, but like bring in guys that you played with that can teach the game, and that would be
and who are not getting a chance, and who are not getting the chance to be coaches.
You're right.
Want to be.
You're right.
Mm-hmm,
Because who would have thought Warren Sapp would want to be a coach? Would be who would give him a chance? Like, to your point, so. And now when I see him at Colorado, I'm like, damn, I would love to play for him on the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, that
I would
energy.
love to see Fred Taylor on Mike Vick's staff as the running backs coach. You see what I'm saying? Reach out to Eric Bieniemy. He ain't got no job. I'm being dead serious though. Reach out to him.
I know. I mean, I don't know if he want to do, but he should go coach at HBCU, man.
You know what?
Is a terrible. He's got a terrible personality. Really good coach. Yeah. He needs to be a coordinator only.
Yeah, that's true.
That's good as head coach, man.
That's true.
Well, since we're here talking about college,
I've been and said, hey, Josh McDaniels, what are you doing, bro?
No.
Dude, Dion got
I mean, he can coach offense. He's a horrible head coach.
He's not a head coach. He's an amazing O coordinator.
He knows offense,
and he's in that position where he needs to I'm gonna say he needs to rebuild himself, right? He needs to rebuild himself, just like you see, like with I'm having a brain lapse, but he needs to rebuild himself. He will be perfect over there. And Mike Vick say, hey, look, I just want you to come in, run the offense. And if you want to leave in a year because you've got this offense humming, that's fine. You want to stay 2 years, that's fine. But I think, honestly, Josh McDaniels, Lane Kiffin was dead in the water. Nobody wanted to hire Lane Kiffin.
Until Nick Saban,
Until Nick Saban saved his life.
Bill O'Brien. That's another thing.
Bill O'Brien
went back to be the old quarter here to rebuild himself, dude. Like,
where'd he go to? Notre Dame, right? He went to Notre Dame to be the.
No, Bill O'Brien. He went to Alabama, and now he's
Alabama. My bad.
Yeah, now he's at what is it, BC?
Yeah, he's at BC now.
Yeah, he's at BC.
So I would love this, and you got to remember, think about it. Josh McDaniels was the old quarter of the Patriots when them dudes used to have Edelman lining up at like tight end and all kinds.
They also had Brady. So I mean,
you can't put everything on Brady, bro. But
yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
We're not doing that today.
Yes, you can.
It's a 52-man roster, bro.
You said since we're staying in college,
you know what? Let me stop. So over the weekend, gentlemen, Travis Hunter did win the Heisman. Salute to him. Looking at the votes, man, it wasn't even really close. He won this by a landslide, if you will. The next guy up was Alshon Jeffrey. We had 309 first place votes. Travis Hunter had 552. Dylan Gabriel was third, and then Cam Ward came up. He had 6 place votes, man. I wanted to kind of allow everybody to kind of talk about Travis. I think we all understood it was definitely well deserving, but the backlash that's going around Travis right now is not necessarily having to do with him and what he's done on the field. It's his lady. We can leave that alone if you like. But with that being said, Travis Hunter is your Heisman Trophy, man. We all saw it coming. How you feel? Talk to me, villain.
Okay, go ahead, Barry.
Listen. I had a long conversation with my brother this morning about Travis Hunter and his girlfriend. I'll just say this. You saw what you're in for. So I hope you're ready. There's absolutely, listen, somebody shouldn't have to tell you to stand up. My wife, we went to a wedding. And my wife is on one leg. When the bride and groom came in, she stood up.
I'm sorry. How old is your wife? No, don't answer that. But she's a grown woman, right?
Grown woman, but okay. She on one.
And that's a child.
But she had every reason.
They might have been taught certain things. Y'all gonna stop with this nonsense, bro.
No, listen, Unc, hold on a second. My wife had every opportunity to stay in her seat. She didn't, right? And yeah, she's a grown lady, right? But common sense, man.
No, common sense ain't common, bro. Common sense is only
okay. Then you got the wrong one. You got the wrong one. No,
he didn't.
But listen.
Oh my God.
Listen. I'll skip past it, right? Gentry should have got more votes than he did, but I think me and Larry talked about it. I thought Hunter was the Heisman pick for me. I just feel it's sad that running backs don't get this award anymore. Like I feel like they don't get considered. Like
I will say
Gentry,
this though. I will say this though, and then I'll let you go back real quick. I think in any other year, if Travis Hunter was not doing what he did, Gentry would win.
Yeah, but they would have found a quarterback to give it to. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like running backs ain't running backs no more to them. Like they don't give them the props and they don't get the shot. Like Gentry had like an all-time year and didn't get enough votes. It's crazy to me. Not to say that Travis Hunter don't deserve it. I feel like he deserved it. I would have voted for him if I got the chance. I felt like to be a wide receiver 1 and a cornerback 1 is rare. Like, Charles Woodson was a pretty good receiver, but a really great cornerback. Like Travis Hunter is a really good receiver and a really good cornerback, like easily the best cornerback in the league. So I just feel like, damn, running backs just don't get this. They don't get a chance. I feel like they'll never get a chance to win this award again.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. Salute to Travis for his accomplishment. Obviously, number 1, number 2 pick, and the draft next year, depending upon who does what. Giants got the 1 pick, and all signs look to them going Shador. But we will see how this plays out. Here is my issue, and again, I'm gonna be respectful. Bury your sisters in the chat talking about how can we, judge these kids.
She's gonna yell at me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be respectful.
So go ahead.
I'm gonna be
Wait, what do you say? What do you say?
I'm gonna be
respectful. Come on, man! Don't do that, man. Listen, come on now.
I'm gonna be respectful.
No,
okay.
Don't always want to fight with me. It don't matter. I can say water is wet. I can say water is wet, and you be like, God damn it! I can't stand when people say water is wet.
Here is my take on it. Okay, to your sister's point, we do not know what happens behind closed doors. We don't know about arguments and situations that take place. Here's my issue. Okay, if you are the spouse or the girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever you want to label it as, of a high profile guy or a high profile individual, okay, there are a couple things that you have to understand. First and foremost, he's going to be taking pictures with fans and doing this and the third. There's a video that surfaced that kind of has her ticked off at the fact that he's taking pictures with fans. Okay, not a good look. Then the whole thing at the Heisman, whether she stood, sat, twirl towel, whatever the case may be, the look on her face was not one of congratulatory things. It was one of, oh my God, it was almost disgust as you look at it. And so when you look at all of these things lining up, okay, I'm not going to call her out of her name. I'm not going to call her a gold digger like other people online are calling her. What I am going to say is you have to understand who you are and who you are with. Okay. And if we're going to sit here and look at Mike Vick for getting, speech lessons, or look at these other athletes, or hold these other people to the fire, if you will, for not understanding what the situation that they're in and reading the room, then this young woman has to get held to the same dang on standard. Listen, what happens behind closed doors happens behind closed doors. I get it. And I'm not about to judge her or call her this, that, and the third. I'm not going to say Travis is the lead for her, but what I am saying is you are now in the presence of greatness. With that comes responsibility. If you cannot handle the fact that he's taking pictures with fans, he's getting autographs with fans, he's going on all these talk shows and doing all the things, then perhaps you may need to reconsider your involvement with him. Okay, if you are still with him, to me, that means you are okay with the lifestyle and everything that comes with your person being in the spotlight. If you cannot handle that, then hello, you may need to reconsider being with him. And that's how I'm gonna take it.
And my only thing is what I said to my brother this morning, and then I'll leave it at this. It's like there's two types of women for athlete, like either female companions or wives or whatever. It's the ones that are seen and the ones that aren't seen. Okay, you can be seen doing this, or you can not be seen at all. Right, so you got to pick one. And if you're going to be seen, you got to handle yourself. That's it.
That's it. You know what? See, it amazes me. First off, how people, all people, right, can tell you chapter and verse what's going on in a relationship of someone they've never met and will never meet, but they can't tell you what their spouse is going through. They can't tell you.
I could tell you.
No,
I'm not about you, Barry. Barry.
Barry, I didn't say you.
I love you, Unc. I love you.
He's ready to fight.
Because this really does piss me off. It really
does.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Because people are so worried about somebody else's damn. Worry about who's in your house, first of all. Secondly, all these grown-ass people over 40 worried about a 20-something's relationship. Here's the piece, and this is what I know, knowing athletes, high-profile athletes, and their wives and their kids. When that fame really, really hit, it was an adjustment. They thought they knew what they were in for, and they didn't. They didn't. This is a 20-something who ain't never been in the spotlight like that. Ain't never been in the spotlight like that. So she reacted in a way that some people don't like. Okay, maybe she could have done better. But do we give people the grace to grow the hell up? Do we give people the grace to grow?
Society will never do that.
I know. Here's what I know. Yeah. When I got married in my 20s, dude, I made so many mistakes. I could write you a 10-book anthology of the mistakes I made as a husband. Mistakes I know not to make now. Barry, Sirius, I've known y'all a long time. I've watched y'all grow. And grow from guys who were saying things on shows and you know what I'm saying, and doing some dumb shit. Let's be real, right? That right now, if somebody tried to talk you into doing something, man, what's wrong with you, son? What's wrong with you? Think I'm giving all this up for that nonsense? So we have to give people the grace to grow.
Right.
How do we know that anybody even sat her down, which should have been done, and probably wasn't, and say, hey, listen. The cameras are going to be on you because this is really the first time people are seeing you. So everything you do is going to be picked apart. Everything. Now, I'm not saying that she's his forever and ever and ever. Okay? What I'm saying is that's his right now. That's something they have to sit down and talk about. Yes. Does she need some media training? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay? But can we give this young woman and this young man the space to learn from some mistakes? Now I see people. She gonna cost him a bag. How?
Yeah, see. That's where I differentiate. Chandler, like the vitriol that she's gotten, I don't agree with. Right. The fact that people are out here saying, to your point, like she's gonna cost him a bag. Give me a break, dude. Like, let's be honest. I don't think this woman's going to stop the Jacksonville Jaguars from drafting him and giving him a crazy contract.
I think that's the thing that bothers me is the fact that people are calling her a gold digger and a bunch of other stuff.
That's what bothers me too.
I don't see that.
People calling her out of her name in Chandler, Larry, and people trying to go back to the fact that or trying to highlight the idea that she's some kind of stripper or something, and people, saying, "Oh, I got a video of her." Like, what does that have to do with anything? Right. Like, you're just trying to make a story, and that's where I kind of see where Travis Hunter had to come and defend her because that's his job. Like, I would do that if you came after my wife, and I would certainly
Do a lot
hope,
more.
you know, you guys did
Right,
that
right.
too. And it's like, it's just the time that we live in. It's a crappy time where all these people are like internet tough guys and feel like they can just say whatever they want and pop off, and you know, justified or not. So, but yeah, I have my opinion on it. That's my opinion. But at the end of the day, you guys know me. That ain't my business.
Mhm.
I really don't care. You know, the life goes on.
Yeah.
Like Larry and I were talking last night, and yeah, it's like we got plenty of other stuff that we worried about. This is not one of them.
Yeah.
Right, right. Larry,
I'm
talk to me,
trying to
my
get
man.
Florida State the hell up out of here with Norville. I can't stand it.
Hey, you know what? So I was sitting there just processing all this, and I kind of see where I wanted to go with this, right? Y'all know, y'all heard me say this a million times. Where the parents at, man? Like,
Yeah.
where
Well,
the
his
parents
dad's
at?
in jail.
And
That's
I'm
the
gonna-
problem, right?
I'm gonna.
His dad's
Well,
in jail.
I don't know what's going on with his dad, but his dad watched him, but I don't know what's going on with his dad. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
Well,
he couldn't
Prime
get-
is his father figure now, Larry. Right?
But even still, and this is where I'm gonna go with this. And Chandler, don't get mad at me when I'm gonna say this, right? Y'all brought up the fact. Y'all brought up the Heisman stuff, right? And the
Yeah.
post Heisman with the fans. She went belligerent on him on the field after a game.
That is true.
And it was
That is true.
all broadcasted across. At that point, her parents, Dion, somebody should have said, "Hey, look, we
Prime.
need to sit down and we need to have a talk between the two of y'all."
Yeah,
and
it's
hey.
not an isolated incident.
Maybe
right?
they did, but she
Yeah.
still just has to grow up a little more.
And I
What's
get
wrong with that?
I get the growing up, but and I don't think it's gonna cost him a bag. But I feel like the parent. This is when your parents need to step in and say, "Hey, look, let's sit the two of y'all down. Let's explain to y'all about growing up and being in this situation." And Dion knows all about being in high profile. Hell, he went viral because him and his ex-wife would come in. He hit that D line. That foot was that foot
Yeah,
was
My
he
man
got
hit that
half
beat
a foot and
Who's
was
to say her
out.
parents? And who's to say her parents know any better?
No, I'm just saying in
No, but
general.
somebody's
Even if
gotta-
it's Prime,
somebody's gotta
even
step
if
in.
it's somebody else, even if it's somebody at the school, they should have said, "Hey, look, we get it." And you know how it is when two people are in love.
I ain't
But-
trying to hear you, bro. I ain't trying to hear nothing you got to
But-
say.
But I'm saying,
No,
it
I'm
should've
saying
been
when
a
you in your
conversation
20s like
of-
that, you ain't trying to hear what nobody got to
you
say.
cannot conduct
No,
yourself.
because Chandler, right? Because I'm
And-
sorry, Larry. I don't want to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, but I'm just gonna put it like this, bro. And look, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna go off, right? So, from Hunter's perspective, and I don't know all the intricacies and stuff. I just know what has been put out, what's been videoed, what's been said. She actually put out a statement that said that she didn't even like him, so she found out who he was.
Okay.
I
With the
think
instance-
okay. Hold. So
with the
I saw
instance,
that.
right?
I saw that
And
video.
that's out of
You have
context, by the way.
you
So-
have to watch the whole video.
It's out
Yeah,
of
but
context.
I mean, I get it, but Hunter, that's when you need your dad to come in and say, "Hey, let me tell you about."
I think he needs to slow
Hey.
doing Like
Yeah, that's what you
he's
think
still
about
a
something.
baby. Like at that age,
Yeah,
there was no way. Like Chandler, I think you said you were in your 20s when you were
Yep.
like
Yeah,
at that
I mean-
age. There's no way I'm thinking about getting married.
I mean,
So I think he needs to slow down and just like you can stay in love, be in love with her, but slow down.
yeah,
So
but I
that's
think
the thing. No one's going when you're at that age and you in love. I don't give a damn what none of y'all say. I love her, and I don't marry her. But that's my
Hey,
life. That's my
Yeah,
world.
yeah,
Hey, you
yeah.
can do whatever you want to do. Hey, he can do
Yeah,
whatever you want to
exactly.
do. But
Yeah,
when like I said, that's what I had to say about that. But I will say this, right? This is the part about the whole Heisman thing that got me. How do you have Shador, who will probably be the #1 pick,
Yeah,
and this dude literally, you pick Dylan Gabriel,
yeah. That was
You
because of
pick-
time.
you
That was
pick
the part.
Ward. Like this dude literally probably he got like what one first place vote.
One first place vote.
Well, first,
Bro,
like,
that's it.
how many people go to
How do
the
you-
Heisman? Is it only 3 or I thought it was
It's only 4.
So
Four.
it's only
Used to be
four.
6.
Hey,
It's only
Dylan
4.
Gabriel,
Then they cut it
or Cam Ward, you know what? Y'all not coming because Shador is coming. Like, how do you have to go with your player that you throw the ball to And I get it. He
How
had an
do you,
amazing season.
so how do you, let's keep it a bean. Like, how do you look at Dylan Gabriel and Cam Ward and be like, yo, you can't come to the Heisman?
Yeah.
Sam,
No,
like,
bro.
I don't understand how you do that.
No. But I'm gonna get drafted before both of y'all.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
not a finalist for the Heisman.
Well, they didn't want two players from Prime at the high. Y'all know what it was.
It don't matter, bro. It don't matter, bro.
I mean,
dude,
you're speaking facts. You're speaking facts.
dude,
You know, Chandler's not wrong. Like you know that the hate that they just don't
bro,
like.
it's
They
the
don't.
hate, bro.
They
And
don't
I
like
said,
us because they ain't us, right?
I don't see how that dude didn't get no votes, and he had to basically go with his teammate. But you know, at the end of the day, people was like, "Oh, Gentry got robbed. Gentry got robbed." Gentry just happened to be a finalist the year that we had a freak. They put out a stat and they was like, this dude literally has played like 1,600 snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gentry ain't played nowhere near that many snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how of a much of a freak you have to be to play that many snaps and
be a receiver
top receiver and top D-back?
He basically played every snap of every single game his entire college career.
Yeah, he played. Didn't he play special teams too? In Larry, he played special teams.
When he was at Jackson, he ran a couple.
Dude,
that dude never comes off the field, man. Until halftime.
He does not. He does not.
I know I'm don't like all this advanced stuff, but they was like not even just the fact that he was like fourth in receptions in the nation. He had like the number one overall defensive rating in pass coverage.
Yeah.
Like
this dude had 92 catches, 1,152 yards, 14 touchdowns as a receiver.
And
you know how hard that is.
That's not anything
to did not get the Thorpe Award.
Yeah. Oh, that's stupid. That is
we talked. I think we talked about that last week, right? Like
I think he already won. What he won 7 trophies. I think they just didn't want him to.
No, they don't want to give him
a clean sweep.
Yeah, they didn't want to give him all.
They didn't want to give him a clean sweep. And
I think that was the award he should have got before any of the other ones. Yep. You know what I mean? So it was really like that. Yeah, you good, but we gonna put you in your place, boy. You know what I mean?
The whole story behind Jim Thorpe is he played offense, defense, but teams never came off the field.
Please say that again so people can hear that because they don't know who Jim Thorpe is.
Who was not white, by the way. Okay,
yeah, right. He's like a Native American, right?
Yes, Native American. Because they don't talk about him, but he was the first true everything athlete. He was the first true Mount Rushmore athlete. This man played offense. He was the best on offense. He was the best on defense. He was the best on special teams. He was the best runner. He was
a kicker too, right?
He was a kicker. I mean, if they played hockey, he'd have been the best hockey player. He was the best freaking athlete in his time.
So if there was anybody that deserved that award this year,
it was Travis.
You can't tell me it wasn't Travis Hunter.
Dude, I'll go back even further, and this is where I'm gonna kind of not go there about they hate us. Probably remember more than all of us. I'm a little bit older than y'all. Do y'all know the season that Peyton Manning had that year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He had a fucking amazing season, but Charles Woodson was a freak that year, and he lost. He lost it. Peyton Manning, hey, if you ever get a chance to really want to watch some quarterback play, look at Peyton Manning in college.
This senior year at Tennessee, right?
Yeah, Peyton Manning. Yeah, Peyton Manning people say Peyton Manning got robbed. Peyton Manning, he had an awesome season and a season that a freak came along. And that person won the award, dude.
But that's another guy who didn't get it because of his name, because they were giving him too much, they were giving him too much praise. Because Peyton Manning literally could have won the Heisman 2 of the 4 years.
Yeah, he could have. He could have.
Didn't hurt that Michigan had a pretty good year that year too, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they had a good year, but like, dude, like if you want to watch some elite level quarterback play in college, go watch Peyton Manning in college. Yeah. Dude, Peyton Manning was reading NFL defenses in college. He was like, "What y'all throwing at me? This is child's play. I've been reading this since the 5th grade."
Right.
Like Peyton Manning was the truth, and Peyton Manning did not win that award. It went to Charles Woodson because it's those seasons that if you run up across that one guy who's doing something that's absolutely amazing. Even though you had an awesome season, you're probably going to lose the Heisman to him.
Yep.
Yeah. So I want to continue talking this college ball. We got some college football playoff stuff coming up, but I want to give us enough time to transition. And coach ain't wrong.
Coach ain't shit though. He ain't shit.
Coach,
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry.
He could not be Florida, save his life.
Coach ain't wrong.
He gonna reach from the grave to get something in that SEC. He ain't.
I'll tell you what, man. I can't stand that too, man.
That was the one you took every year on him. That was the one.
I hate Florida. I hate the Gators too. You right, Larry? We don't like them.
Yeah,
Gators.
we don't like them. But I had to. You got to give Peyton Manning his props, man. Peyton Manning was a monster in college, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, I wanted to talk this college football playoff, but I can't hold it any longer, man. In the green room, we kind of started talking about it. Raheem Morris decided to pull the trigger and bench Kirk Cousins.
Yep, I told you.
For Michael Penix Jr.
Wait, you don't like it?
No. I have a lot of mixed emotions about this situation. And if the green room is any indication of how this is going to go,
it's going to be spicy.
Mama Jordan, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and just log off.
Mom, I'll holler at you later, Mom.
My dad, he's probably watching this on YouTube. Pops, you know what I'm saying? Dad, listen. I love it's gonna get crazy in here, but
we'll give you a timestamp. We'll give you a timestamp.
I think this is one of the biggest F-ups that we are going to witness this year. I don't agree with this decision. First and foremost, you spend all of that money to bring Kirk Cousins in here. You pay the penalty for the tampering that is not talked about now because he paid his fine to this thing. This brother is recovering from an ACL. No, it was an Achilles. Excuse me, coming from an Achilles injury, but it's behind one of the worst offensive lines in football. And you go to the rookie while you're still in playoff contention.
Yeah.
But everybody's in playoff contention in the NFC. So.
Not necessarily, but we're
the Giants would still be in if they were.
I mean,
only 2 games back. Only 2 games.
I mean, in theory, you saw the Niners, but I'm not throwing stones today. I'm trying to be good. Chandler, I'm gonna let you lead off here, my guy.
Can I lead off? Go.
Talk
because I know everybody really don't like this, and like the only thing I would say is, I agree with this situation because Kirk Cousins physically is not ready yet. He physically can't move. Like I feel like the recovery for him on this injury, which is not an easy injury to come back from. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's just not ready physically. Like you look at him, he just I think 2 things are wrong. I think he physically isn't as mobile as he used to be because he could move around in the pocket and get out of the pocket and move when he wanted to.
He was still a statue when he got drafted to Michigan State.
I feel like he could move a little bit more than he is now. And I think the real big mistake is the OC. They did not build an offense around this guy. They have not looked at Kirk Cousins' strengths and said, this is how we're going to make it a success. They're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole and force him to play an offense that he can't play in. And I think that's why he's struggling so much. This guy is a play action quarterback, period. And they are not doing that. And what's crazy is you have such a great running back. Like they just did not fit this offense around him. And it got to the point where the OC is just not smart enough to figure it out and change it up for this guy, that they're going to go to the next guy. And I think that's the mistake. But I think if your OC is an idiot, you got to go to the next guy.
See, this is where I'm putting this on Raheem Morris. You guys know that I wanted Raheem Morris, excuse me, to get a second job. My cold is pretty much gone, but my voice will not come back. I wanted Raheem Morris to get a second job. And you guys remember we had the conversation and everything else. And I was like, yeah, Raheem Morris. Y'all looking like, really, Raheem Morris? But I said he needed to be better this time. So I've blown both of my Achilles. I actually literally blew them a year apart. I blew my left Achilles. A year later, I blew my right Achilles. So I have some knowledge of coming back from an Achilles thing.
Mhm.
I can't even run now, by the way. So you knew he was coming off an Achilles. You knew there would be mobility issues. You have two fantastic running backs, Algier and Robinson. Either one of them could be your bell cow, and you could trade the other one and get at least a second-round pick right now for a team that needs a running back. Like the Raiders would give you a second-round pick for Algier right now because their running game is trash. Okay, a couple of teams would. All right. So no, you knew this, Raheem Morris. You sat up there and you kept saying the entire offseason training camp, all the way through the season, we are not going to bench Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is our starter. There is no chance Michael Penix plays this year. That's not why we drafted him. You hit a losing skid and you panic. So if you were going to start Michael Penix, the game to start him was the Raider game.
They beat the Raiders, so the losing skid was the losing game.
But if you're going to throw him in the deep end and say, save us, which is literally what you're doing, right? You start him against a team where he can look real good against them and build his confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this next game is not going to be against a cream puff, okay? This next game is going to be against a team with an actual defense that's going to rush the passer and that's going to be able to show this rookie quarterback who hasn't played one snap what it is. He ain't played one snap this year.
They played the Giants.
They're playing the Giants next. The Giants defense is a really good defense. Okay? Now, the offense is trash, but Dexter Lawrence, bro. Dexter Lawrence, come on, son. Kayvon Thibodeau, come on, son. Come on, son. Brian Burns, come on, son. He ain't seen that type of speed on defense from a 380-pound dude like Dexter Lawrence. Big sexy. The sexy Dexter, whatever hell it is he calls himself now, and them chunky commercials. All right? My point is,
Sexy Dex.
you panicked. And now you're asking a rookie to save you when you should have had a viable backup to Kirk Cousins, a veteran, viable backup, so that Michael Penix didn't see the field this year. Oh, and by the way, when the Falcons lose this game, because they're going to lose to the new Giants, Raheem Morris has just sealed his own firing. Yes, they will.
Don't put that evil on us. We are on a mission. We do not need wins.
The Giants are going to beat the Falcons. Raheem Morris will not be the Atlanta Falcons.
Stop saying that, Chandler. Stop putting that energy out there. The Giants are on a mission.
The Falcons are losing the next three because they got the Giants this week.
We're not winning a game. Stop it. Stop.
The following week, they got the Commanders. They got the Commanders on Sunday Night Football, which is just flexed.
That's a
so
loss.
Kirk Cousins is going back to DC again.
And you can't bring him back once you benched him. You can't bring him back now.
And then you got and then you play the Panthers. Yeah,
Panthers are playing a lot better football.
The Falcons are the next four because Raheem Morris.
They're not. They're not losing to the Giants. The Giants have a plan.
The Giants messed up and almost won last week. Stop
it. Against who?
Y'all was messed around and won last week.
The front office has a plan. The players don't believe in that plan.
Yeah, the players don't care. Players don't care.
No, we got plans.
Man, let me jump in here, bro, because I'm over here stewing, man. Man, dude. So this is the thing about Atlanta. I mean, I'm gonna call them the Jets of the South. Right? The Jets of the South. That's the name of it.
Disrespectful.
Because they literally, it's the same blueprint. They have all this talent on offense, some talent on defense. They said, what are we missing? A quarterback. That's why the Jets went all out for Aaron Rodgers, because everybody said all we needed was a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, they actually have two really good running backs. Tyler Algier will be a starter pretty much in a lot of the places, right? Kyle Pitts, they kept saying Kyle Pitts has all this talent. The quarterback can get him the ball.
And they never throw him the ball.
They need it. That's the OC. I feel like that's the OC thing. They feel like they had Drake London. Now they got Mooney. Mooney's having an awesome season, by the way.
He is.
dude. And they said we needed somebody who could get him the ball, right? This one, I'm gonna kind of defer from y'all. I love this move. I love it. Kirk Cousins is just like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is not back to being Aaron Rodgers because he's coming off an Achilles. Kirk Cousins is coming off Achilles.
But
right?
see, hold on. Let me go back and forth with you for a second. The only issue I have with that analogy is the fact that the New York Jets right now are not in playoff contention. The Atlanta Falcons are.
I'm going somewhere with this, bro.
Okay.
I'm going somewhere with this, man. Let me do the build up, man. Let me do the build up.
Do your thing.
Hey, look, wait till we get Jesse on the show, bro. He hates Kirk Cousins. But I told him Kirk Cousins has the best agent. And Kirk Cousins know when to strike when the iron is hot. So, of course, they went into the season. They said the same thing. Regardless of the Achilles, we paying all this money because we just need a quarterback, right? They didn't know Michael Penix was going to fall to them. They drafted Michael Penix, right? This is where I'm gonna take the opposite end of y'all. What quarterback was the most ready to start in this draft?
Jaden Daniels.
No, Michael Penix.
Jaden Daniels.
Michael Penix, bro.
Jaden Daniels.
Michael Penix was the best quarterback.
That's after during the draft. Everybody thought Penix.
I said Jaden Daniels all the way through. So I don't care what else said.
Even though
I'm gonna pull some tapes. I'm gonna go here with you, Chandler. Even though Jaden won the Heisman, who was the more accomplished quarterback last year?
Okay, I saw
it was
Penix in Indiana. So I'm going to say Jaden Daniels.
I'm not talking about
Indiana. In Michael
I'm
Penix.
talking about Washington.
I've never believed in Michael Penix. I saw him lose big games over and over and over in his career.
Did you think Penix was pro ready? Did you feel like he was ready to come in and play?
He was.
That's the only question.
He was.
I thought not in the first year. No, I didn't. I thought he would. I think he's going to be a good. I think he's going to be a really good pro quarterback.
No, I mean during the draft. No,
during the draft, I didn't think he should walk in and be a day one starter. No, I didn't.
Okay,
dude, I did because I actually saw him running a pro offense, and his accuracy was pinpoint. He's more accurate than Jaden, bro. I'm just being for real. Michael Penix to me was the most ready to start out the gate. He's had 14 weeks to learn under Kirk Cousins.
Or what not to do.
Under Kirk Cousins, regardless of if you like Kirk Cousins knows how to run an offense and how to be a professional.
Yes, he does.
He knows how to be a professional quarterback. So now
he's just not in the playoffs. That's it.
So now you got a quarterback who's not a statue, who's not coming off of an injury, who has pinpoint accuracy with all these weapons. I don't have no problem with it. I want to see the man. I want to see Michael Penix succeed, bro. And I want to, put him in there.
I just think the circumstances don't work.
I want to see him succeed, bro. But here's what I know about Michael Penix. Here's what I've seen his entire career. When you need him to win a game, he does not play well.
He got to the national championship.
He what?
He got to the national championship.
And how did he play in the national championship?
He got there.
How did he play in the championship, bro?
But you have to get there.
How did he play?
But not a lot of people play well against that defense.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you again. How did he play?
But not a lot of people play well against that defense.
And when he was in Indiana, no. See, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. You're not going to do that. You're not going to excuse people failing in the biggest moments and saying, "Oh, but they're ready to go."
He got to the national championship
and failed.
He beat Texas. You had to get there.
He failed in the biggest moment.
But Chandler, Michigan had an NFL ready defense.
At Indiana, at games where they had to win and should have won, he failed.
I don't give a shit about Indiana. I'm talking about his body of work,
bro. His body of work says that when you need him to show up, he does not.
But at Washington, he showed the fuck up, bro. Like I'm all for Michael Penix.
They won the Pac-12, right?
Not rooting
they won
against
the championship game. They won against Texas.
Like I'm not rooting against.
He showed up 2 games and then showed up 1. I mean,
I want Michael Penix to succeed. But I also have seen his entire career. And what I hope changes is that he shows up in a big moment. but I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, but real talk, like, think about it, dude. They don't even need it from him this year. They just need him to win these last couple of games and probably get to the playoffs. Nobody's looking for Jaden to play big games and win stuff.
Bro,
Why you? But wait, why
we're
you
talking about Raheem Morris.
Wait,
we're talking about Raheem Morris.
Hold the fuck up. Why you big on Jaden? Jaden has looked like trash the last 3 weeks.
Yes.
Jaden Daniels is looking like he's hitting that rookie wall.
Yes.
And he's looking like trash.
And they're winning anyway because he's doing enough for them to win. I don't want Michael Penix to have to carry the responsibility of saving the Falcons season.
They're playing bad teams, bro.
You're asking a rookie to save your season. That is a recipe for disaster.
But Michael Penix is in the best situation he could.
How is he in the best situation with a clown for a coach and an OC who's a bum?
Dude, they got an O-line, they got receivers,
and an offensive coordinator who can't figure out how to get Kyle Pitts the damn ball.
I don't care about that. I want to see that man.
Wait. Hold on.
Are you serious? So the offense coordinator don't matter.
Wait.
All year, but now he's gonna be good because Michael Penix is in there.
I'm not saying
that.
I'm not saying that.
I can't vibe with you on the Kyle Pitts because I've had him for fantasy for 3 years.
And the offense coordinator has not been able to get him the ball for 3 damn years.
It's not him. It's not the court. It's him.
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I can't.
Last time Drake London had a really good game.
That's the thing. Drake London has had better games than Kyle Pitts, man. He's a bust.
The offensive coordinator can't get 2 of the best and most athletic and most talented receivers in the game the ball. Okay? He can't figure out how to use Algier and Bijan. It's either one or the other. He can't figure out how to use both.
There's some dysfunction.
Michael Penix is going to be successful in that.
It's some dysfunction that's going on, and I'll put it like this: the only problem that I would have if they ask Penix to do too much, if they do like Jaden, they do like
not gonna do like Jaden, Larry.
If they do like Knicks and say, look, you have these many, we want this from you. We're gonna run the ball. We want you to do limited things that you learn.
Hold on.
I think that it'll be okay.
They couldn't do that with a veteran. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sirius.
That's like, what makes you think that they're going to automatically put Penix in the game and now stick the ball into the gut of Bijan Robinson when you got Kirk Cousins there and you didn't do that with Kirk Cousins?
Dude, because the thing is, I'm just going to tell y'all, dude, it's different when you got a veteran like Kirk Cousins who you're expecting him to do the things. That's the problem. People expecting him to do these things that he's not doing. Kirk Cousins looks like a shell of himself. He looks
offensive coordinator should have adjusted the game plan. If he couldn't adjust the game plan with Cousins, how was he going to adjust it with Penix?
Because, dude, Penix ain't coming off no.
Barry, we can't hear you,
bro.
That's my problem. It's like the offensive coordinator is really the problem. That's what and you, Larry, you're alluding to it, but just from a different angle.
But I'm a big fan of OCs matter. Me and Sirius got into a whole argument about OCs.
No, that's what I mean. Like, you're alluding to the same issue where you're just coming from it from a different angle. Like, the OC needs to change the game plan to cater to a rookie quarterback. Why isn't he smart enough to do that to a veteran quarterback and play to his strengths?
Because I'm thinking they expected Kirk Cousins to be able to do Kirk Cousins things, like the Jets expected.
But see, that's where I'm going to stop you.
Sorry,
that's where I'm going to stop you, because if you expect Kirk Cousins to do Kirk Cousins things, why aren't you running Kirk Cousins' offense?
That's the OC problem.
Exactly. How is Penix going to be successful?
They expected Kirk to be able to at least get the ball to people. Kirk can't even do that right now.
Larry, you're making my head hurt because you're talking around. You literally talking against yourself. You're literally talking against yourself.
How am I talking against myself?
Saying that the OC couldn't figure out how to adjust to Kirk Cousins, but he's going to figure out how to adjust to Michael Penix.
Yeah,
because he's a rookie quarterback.
I feel like if you wanted to dumb down the offense to run it, to simplify it for a rookie quarterback, why couldn't you dumb down the offense and run that for Kirk Cousins?
Dude,
I just don't believe in the OC.
I don't believe in the OC.
Maybe because the 36-year-old dude, you just paid this dude $110 million deal.
But like, Shayna, you just said
no, it's
for us to-
180, right? It's
You
180.
just said
Right?
for us to expect stupid shit out of 20-year-old people that's learning stuff. Just the
180.
same way your young ass
180.
quarterback that's just coming out in college, you're gonna not expect the same shit that you would expect from him from a 45-year-old woman. You just said the same damn
If
thing.
I am an offensive coordinator and I'm worth my salt, then I have to know how. I'm gonna put it like this. And see, this all goes back to leadership, and this is why I'm always telling you guys who shouldn't be hired, who should be hired. Okay, and this is why I said Raheem Morris is gonna be fired at the end of the season because just proved he wasn't a leader. Because a leader understands that I don't care what the plan is, bro. I don't care what the plan is. Okay, the plan is great on paper, and then we go out there, and the plan immediately has to change because a bunch of stuff ain't gonna go right. A bunch of stuff ain't gonna go right. So how you show you're a leader is how you can adjust the plan. They couldn't adjust the plan for a guy who, if they had adjusted it, would have been able to play a little bit better, and they would have got more out of their running backs. And now you're telling me that these same bad leaders who couldn't adjust the game plan with $100 million quarterback, they couldn't adjust the game plan, are now going to be able to adjust the game plan for a rookie who's going to be out there facing the speed that he has not seen. Because I don't care what you see in practice. That's not game speed practice, bro. That's
I'm
not
not
game
saying
speed.
it's gonna work, bro. I'm not
But
saying
you know
it's
what
gonna
the
work.
problem-
I'm just saying is that I want to see Michael Penix.
So
But-
again,
but
if it's
hold
not
on.
going to work, if it's not going to work, why throw the young man to the wolves?
I just think that they're desperate, and honestly, like we got to look at the OC. Everybody know who the OC is. In
It's
Who
Zach
is the
Robinson.
OC? I don't know who it
Zach
is.
Robinson. Zach Robinson.
And where did he come from? Serious?
Oh my God, Sean McVay, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, Sean
Exactly. So it's
They
another
gotta start
Sean.
with this, you coach with Sean McVay, so you must be a genius nonsense.
Exactly.
They gotta stop with that.
Burt. And he's
Because
on that
that's the
train.
whole Belichick thing. And how many Belichick guys actually were successful?
Not many. And
One?
that's man genius, right?
Two.
And Julie was mildly successful.
No,
Vrabel
you talking
wasn't
about-
an assistant.
Vrabel was successful, and you had
But Vrabel wasn't a Belichick guy. He played for him, but was never an assistant.
what's his face?
Yeah.
Brian Flores.
Who?
Flores.
Brian Flores.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
mean,
so you
I'll
got
give
2
you that, but
out of 15.
But
What
see,
is the
that's
thing?
the thing. Like, Sean McVay is a great coach, I can't take it away from him. He won a Super Bowl. He's done great. He does good things in LA, but like his guys, they don't translate, right? And this guy is literally trying to figure it out with Kirk Cousins and can't figure it out.
Can't figure it out. He
So
can't
I mean,
figure it out.
like,
I got a guy who's
Larry,
like
you know
Vrabel.
better than I do, Larry. Like, this is what they're running with. This guy.
Dude, I'm just like, bro. I hope to see Michael Penix succeed, bro. Because I thought
Me
Michael
too.
Penix was the most ready coming out.
But what I'm saying, Larry, is he's not going to succeed under this leadership group, bro.
Well, let's see what happened, man. Let's see what happened.
Okay. So when the Giants beat them, right? We doing the show right after the Giants game. We doing the show.
But it might
No,
be
you do it by yourself. I am not showing up to a show.
Look,
We'll
My
set it up. Me and Larry doing the show after the Giants beat them.
I got you.
This is
look,
Rock,
we can do
this is
but it
La
might
Rock
be-
familiar. All right, stick to the script.
It
Okay?
might
Stick
be
to the
go
script.
out there.
The script is lose.
Yeah,
Lose.
but it might
we
be.
are prime for prime son.
Michael Penix is throwing 2 interceptions and will not get more than 200 yards passing.
Dude. And if they win, they win, bro.
They're not gonna win, bro. You can't win with 2 interceptions.
They're not gonna allow the Giants to win no more games, man.
No, we're not having that. We're not having that. We good. The season's over 2
Dude,
months ago.
But the bottom line for all of this for me is Raheem Morris, you just got yourself fired. And you will never be a head coach again.
I know. Damn it.
Dude, so you know what? This is the thing with Raheem Morris, right? It's kind of like, when you see these other coaches, right? Raheem Morris is not an offensive guy. He's a defensive guy. And for me to see him make a move like this, I don't think it was a Raheem Morris decision. I think everybody
had to have been.
I think everybody else said, let's do this. And then because Kurt looked so bad the last 4 games.
If you are going to be in charge, okay?
Hey, talk about it.
If you're going to be in charge as a leader, then you have to stand on what you believe in. Because here's the thing: if I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go down the way I want to do it. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I don't give a damn what anybody says. We should start Michael. We're not starting them. I want to start Mike. I'm not starting them. So if you want to start them, fire me, and then you can start them. I'm the coach.
I mean, I get that, but you got to remember that there's some guys that's like, oh, I'm the head coach, but all I handle is the defense. I just let the offense do what the offense do. Oh, I'm the offensive guy, and I let the defense do what they
I don't care what. Again, leadership, bro. It's leadership. You are in charge of the entire team. You're in charge of the entire team. Okay?
I get it.
And if you can't be in charge of the entire thing, then you should be fired.
Yeah, like where is Raheem Morrison in this whole system where he's watching? It's been what we were talking about it. I talked about it 2 weeks ago that he needed to be benched, right? Like you yelled at me, serious, but like I saw the decline. Like he had what 4 or 5 games where he had 0 touchdowns and like 6, 7 interceptions. Where is Morris to step in? Like, hey, we need to switch this up, fam. Like, what we doing?
See, and that's the thing. Like, I refuse to subscribe to the idea that this came from somebody above Raheem Morris, because if you look at how Raheem Morris has been talking in the media afterwards and how his body language and everything, like they won yesterday. Okay, they won yesterday. 20 seconds after he gets off the field, somebody puts a microphone in his face and is asking him about his quarterback. He didn't squash it at all. He didn't say, you know what, we're going to ride with Kirk Cousins. He's our guy. You know, we're going to right this ship, this, that, and the third. He let that joint fester, which means this was him kind of not being a leader. Because, again, to everybody's point, if you honestly believe that Michael Penix Jr. gives your team the best chance to win, okay, why in the world are you making that move now and not back when?
Serious. Let me interject right quick.
Go ahead,
just like you said about Bears Giants, right? The team is not giving up. The ownership, man, screw that. We want that number 1 pick. The Falcons, bro, I'm being real with y'all. Even though we all saying they in the middle of a playoff run, they are actually a team that's under 500. How do we know that they ownership ain't said, hey, let's see what we got in the young guy? We don't care about making the playoffs. We want to see what we got in the young guy so we could make a decision after the season what we're going to do with Kirk.
But as a black head coach, Larry, you know that you can't afford to lose. Dude, Gerard Mayo, hold on. Gerard Mayo, that team is fighting hard for him. They've had some good games, had some bad games. You know, everybody keep talking, they're going to replace Gerard. You don't get opportunities as a black. You don't get a second year if you have a bad first year.
Okay, but let me just say this.
You got to go down your way.
Here's the thing.
But
you just paid this man 4 years, $180 million. 4 years, $180 million. Okay.
But I'm saying you got to think about it.
Wasting that money.
But you got to think about it. It's Arthur Blank, and Arthur Blank does what the fuck Arthur Blank wants to do.
I mean,
and he might have said, "Hey, I don't care about the money. Let's see what we got in the young guy. We'll reassess it after the season." We don't know.
He would have fired me and paid me the next 3 years of my money. Okay, and I'd have been on TV getting even more money.
And that's what I'm saying. We don't know what conversations were had to say, go ahead and start the young guy. Let's see what we got. Like, Chandler, I'm going to be real with you, bro. I'm not picking on your Jets, bro. But if Travis wasn't coming off a major knee, he would be starting.
Which he should be at this point of the season.
Because at some point you have to make a decision. Let's see what we got in the young guy.
Yes, when you're eliminated from the playoffs,
right,
then you go to Travis. But right now,
that's how we're thinking.
But they're 7-7.
But that's how we're thinking. That's how we're thinking. That's not how the team is thinking.
They can still win the division.
I'm just saying, but that's how we are thinking on this show. That's not may have been the conversation that happened in that organization.
When Raheem Morris should have made them fire him.
They should have exactly. And if we're sitting here on our wonderful podcast on a Tuesday night having this conversation about the Atlanta Falcons being in the playoff picture and have the possibility of winning the division, and so let's ride with the guy who got us here, as opposed to let's throw the baby out with the bathwater and throw the rookie in there and see what he can do, because we want to see what we're going to do with Kirk Cousins. Even though this offseason you pay a penalty for tampering, you pay this man 4 years, $180 million contract. contract, and now all of a sudden you want me to believe that the Atlanta Falcons are sitting here in their buildings talking about, you know what, Michael Penix gives us the best chance to win.
But you know what I'm gonna tell you, and this is why I'm saying what I say, bro. I wish Michael Penix succeed. I'd love to see a black quarterback succeed in the league. But we, all four of us, have to remember we were all watching the draft, and we were like, "Oh, Atlanta's going to take a defensive guy. Atlanta's going to take some safety or some corner." And you know what the fuck they did? They drafted a quarterback.
Train him for 2 years. And again, I'm going to say this about Raheem Morris. This is why I keep putting it back on Raheem Morris. Because there's 52 other people in that locker room who you just, what's the word I'm looking for, serious? Screwed. I can't think of the right word. I know what I'm saying.
I got you.
There's 52 people you just screwed over. So whether Michael Penix plays, whether or not, you just lost your locker room.
Chandler, you know what? And this is where I'm going to go with this, because I haven't been watching. I haven't been reading up on them like that. We all got kind of blindsided today. I get the 52, but what if you go into these practices and they looking at Kirk Cousins looking like trash, like he been looking on the field, and they looking at Michael Penix balling in the practice, and they like, you know what?
Because people love to leak that stuff.
Because the players have not leaked anything like that. Saying,
"Oh my God, those players, man, listen, them cats can't hold water. These football players, they can't hold water."
Brandon Graham went to the media and leaked the whole A. Brown, Jalen Hurts stuff because
I'm just saying, if you go into practice every day and you seeing Michael Penix looking better than Kirk Cousins, you're not gonna be in an uproar about making this change. You're gonna be like, shit, he's gonna be better in practice.
This stuff weeks ago.
Yeah,
weeks ago.
I think that because of the money, they kept giving Kirk more and more opportunity, more and more chances to turn it around, and he just haven't been able to turn it around.
Then you should have had a veteran backup. What I'm saying is, Michael Penix, you cannot throw the rookie in there and ask him to save your season. It's not fair.
But who knows? You got to think about the erratic shit that they've done. Okay. So who's saying that?
What happens if Penix gets hurt? What happens if they tear his knee up? Because this dude does, by the way, have an injury history.
But they got to throw him out there to see.
No, you don't.
Not this year, you don't.
He could blow it next season. I mean, you know what?
Next season, okay, let it be next season.
I think when you drafted this kid and knowing you had Kirk Cousins in the fold, I think that was the first mistake that they made.
Yeah, they did erratic shit.
I actually like the draft pick because Kirk Cousins, his contract after the second year, there's no more guaranteed money. So the smart thing to do was grab Penix, groom him for 2 years, get his body built up because he has an injury history, get him eating right, diet right, get his body right. And then next year, right, depending on when your body is, if Kirk Cousins still looks like the ghost of Kirk Cousins, then you bring in Michael Penix. That's a good plan. This is a panic move by Raheem Morris, and I don't care who told him to do it. He wasn't willing to stand his ground and have any integrity. So Raheem Morris, you about to reap what you have sown, sir. And I will
easier
never take for you again.
But that's easier said than done, though, because like you, as a coach, you got bosses. You got to answer to too.
I don't think
as a leader, you have bosses, but you have to stand your ground.
Yeah, but I mean, he could stand his ground and also get fired too, though.
Okay. I don't think Arthur Blank is coming down like Jerry Jones and making
getting another job as a black man.
But
by the way, he's not going to get fired.
But think about the draft. You had to have the owner sign off on it to draft a quarterback after you just gave all him in the Kirk Cousins. He had to sign off on that.
It was a good draft pick, but at the end of the day, the Atlanta Falcons are right now in contention for the playoffs, bro. Like, and
we're thinking about that. We're thinking about that.
Again, as I said a second ago, if we are sitting here thinking about the Atlanta Falcons competing for a playoff, I don't understand why the brothers and sisters that are in those offices in Atlanta are not. And this move tells me they don't care.
Barry, your team playing for the number one pick. They could say, look, we know we're not championship caliber. We want to get a better draft pick. Let's put Michael Penix.
Is that the team you want to be the leader of? Is that the team you want to be a leader of?
But we forgetting too that we forgetting, right, that not only is Michael Penix a high draft pick, I get it. They paid Kirk Cousins. He's 24. He was in college for a long time. You got to see what you got in the guy. You got to see what you got in the guy.
You could have seen that next year.
You got it for 4 years and a possible 5th-year option.
Yeah, I want to see what I got in the guy, and then you can make your determination.
Then if I'm Raheem Morris, I make them fire me because I am not going to start him. If you want to start him, you can fire me because either way, I don't want to be the leader of your organization if you are constantly going to cut me off at the knees.
But Chandler, you got to remember, like you just said, he's a black coach, bro. How many opportunities?
I don't care.
How many?
No, but you gotta care because you said that he would, as a black coach. You just said before, if you mess it up the first year, you're done. They'll have no problem firing you. So
if you have no authority,
if he doesn't have the authority,
then he should not be there anyway.
No, he doesn't make those decisions. You know it goes above him. Come on now, the GM and the owner can supersede anything that he does. Ask Eli Manning. Ask Eli Manning when they benched him for Geno Smith.
Okay, that was ownership that did that, but the head coach was on board with it because Eli was looking like trash. This is what I'm going to say, having been a leader. Okay, hold on. Having been a leader in an organization that was predominantly white. Okay, I know what it is to work in an organization, be the only black face there. Okay, and be in charge. And here's the one thing I never did. I never compromised my integrity or my standards. I never did. The people that worked for me knew that. And they knew I would fight for them no matter what. I have lost jobs over it. Guess what? I'll get another job because I'm that damn good. Okay, that's how I felt. Now, if Raheem Morris doesn't have that belief in himself, that's his damn problem. But you came there to lead 53 people, not one. And if the organization is not going to support you, if they're going to constantly cut you off the knees, you don't need to be there anyway because no one's ever going to take you seriously. So if you truly want to be a head coach, a leader of men, there was one thing only you have to do. You have to have integrity. You have to have integrity. This shows me he has none. Y'all could be right. This could come from the owner, all of that. This shows me he has no integrity.
I think he made a business decision because Kirk Cousins been looking like trash. And he was like, look, let's see what we got in the young guy. Let's see what we got in the young guy.
And he lost the other 52.
He might have met with the team captains, bro. They didn't come out as they haven't said we're not opposed to Michael Penix starting.
They're not going to. They're always going to support whoever the quarterback is.
I'm just saying, Chandler, and I get it, dude. We all been, but if you meet with the team and you say, hey, look, we're thinking about going with Penix. You meet with your team captains and they say, look, we got on board with it. We'll talk to the other 53. We on board with it. If everybody's on board with it, you start Penix, bro. If the owners have said your job is safe, the GM has said your job is safe. Everybody's saying we okay with this move. I'm fine with it. It's football.
Arthur Blank told him that the last time, and then when the season ended, Arthur Blank literally laughed in the face of a reporter when they asked him, "Are you going to give Raheem Morris any consideration?" But before that, Arthur Blank told him, "Hey, listen, you do well. You got a shot at this job." Dude. So miss me what the Arthur Blank told him, because again, if he believes Arthur Blank, he's dumber than I'm saying he is.
Chandler, so this is where I'm gonna go with this too, right? Dude, have y'all watched Kirk Cousins?
Yes.
Y'all watched the game last night?
He's been average.
Do you want to keep rolling out Kirk Cousins, who's looking like hot garbage? Dude, Kirk Cousins couldn't even complete a 5-yard pass.
What I would have done is yes, but what I would have told my offensive coordinator is we're going to run the ball, and then we're going to run the ball, and then we're going to run the damn ball some more.
They tried to last night.
Because the first pass, the second half, they threw the ball when they could have just kept running the ball. The Raiders could not stop their running game. Why are you passing?
Because you have to throw some passes, dude. The Raiders couldn't even throw the ball, and they still kept trying to throw.
No, you don't. You don't have to throw no passes.
You have to mix it up. You have to mix it up.
I watched Bill Belichick run 49 times, bro.
No, you don't. You're a Niners fan. You're a Niners fan. You are a Niners fan. How many times last year did you just stick the ball in Christian McCaffrey's gut, or Jordan Mason's got
we
and run 15,
In
16,
the playoffs,
17
your team
times.
threw the ball 5 times with Jimmy Garoppolo. Miss me, but you can't keep running the ball.
Come on now.
Dude,
Come
we
on,
can
man.
you can keep running the ball, but they mixed it up because they felt like they could throw
got
the
in
ball.
their own way. They
And like
got
I
in their
said,
own way.
and I get it. It's OC. It's OC. I'm not taking nothing away from OC. I'm just saying is that Kirk Cousins couldn't even complete a 5-yard pass.
Then why did the OC call it? Why did the head coach allow him to call it?
If
Listen, it all comes back to Raheem Morris, bro. It all comes
Dude.
back to Raheem Morris.
I believe, dude, I'm just saying, I believe next man up, bro. If you can't do your job, put the man in that can't do the job. And you said that too, Chandler.
Yes.
And Kirk Cousins can't do the job.
Apparently,
He
neither
physically
can the
can't do
offensive coordinator.
He physically cannot do the job.
Okay, and neither can the offensive coordinator. So Raheem Morris,
But do you
should
want
be
to
fired?
do you want to go into a game, every game? And I get it, the Niners have done it a game, but they don't go into every game saying we're gonna run the ball 89 times and throw it 3 times.
I want Raheem Morris fired. I'm done. Raheem Morris got to go.
Kirk Cousins has looked like hot garbage to where
Okay, Raheem Morris got to be fired. I'm on the fire Raheem Morris train now, bro. I ain't getting off. Choo-choo.
Let's see. Hey, let's see.
With that being said, you know what I'm saying? Since we are here, last Thursday we had a situation take place where a player walked off the field due to ego and some other things that have taken place. Larry, I'm gonna let you go last here, since this is your boy.
Not my boy. Hey, he's not a friend of mine.
Nah, let him go. Let him back lead off. Let him go.
I'm gonna back clean up over here. Go ahead. Y'all
okay, all right. So with that being said, Villain, I'll come to you. Campbell walks off the field. Feeling some type of way about snaps and all the things, man. What say you about what took place last Thursday night on Thursday Night Football?
To quote the great Horace Grant, straight bitches. Like, yo, I feel you where you feel like you played well enough, you deserve the snaps, but yo, you quit on your team. I'm not surprised that when you did it, you had to basically be out of there by the time the game was over, or the dudes coming in that locker room would have definitely taken you outside. But listen, it's a soft, weak move. It's just I don't know. I feel like I hate to say it's generational, but I feel like it's just the today's player. Oh, I ain't gonna go in, like, that type of thing. It's just you ruined your career, and if I'm your agent, I'm dropping you because there's no way I can get you a job. Like, I can't even get you in semi-pro at this point, let alone XFL or anything, UFL, whatever you want to call it, right? It's just a bad look all around. Like, you quit on your team. They asked you to go in the game, and you said, "Nah, I'm good, player." You know what I mean? Out of a temper tantrum. There's a lot of ways you could have handled it, and you just figured out one of the worst ways to do it. So, he does. I'm glad that the 49ers suspended him for the rest of the season, because they ain't going to pay you your check. Like, not only are you not going to be on my team, you're not going to play, I'm not going to release you unless you get your money. You're going to get suspended, not get your game checks for 3 weeks, and then I'm going to cut you. You know what I mean? So that you don't get your money, and you don't deserve it at this point because of the crap that you pulled. So I'm glad they did it like this, and I'm sure the union will fight it, try to get him compensated or whatever, but you know what? You don't deserve it. Why should I pay you? Like, if I walked off the job, I don't get paid for it. Why should you?
Yeah. So, a lot of what I feel about it has been floating around social media and echo. So I'm not gonna act like I came up with this. But if you look at the type of season that the 49ers have had, from injuries to a brother getting shot, players losing kids and everything. For him to pull this move in this particular way is about as equivalent to somebody spitting in my face. And that's essentially what he did. He spit into the face of the rest of his teammates, whether he was in his way or in his feelings or not. This felt like it was premeditated because, again, we've all played the game. We understand that team meal before the game. We understand the team meetings beforehand. Greenlaw was back after missing all of the year due to him being hurt. And let's keep it a buck. 5'7" was hooping. That brother was hooping. And him and Fred Warner back there, doing their thing. I mean, it felt like a little bit of the old 49ers defense. And so, unfortunately, the guys get hurt and the team comes to him to go in. And, he essentially said, F you at this point. I'm not too sure if there were conversations being had about, the amount of reps that he was getting or was going to get, or if he was going to split time or come in on this situation or that situation, whatever case may be. I'm not here for that. But what you don't do as an athlete and as a player is this. You don't do this. We crucified and vilified Antonio Brown for doing it. Right now, in the green room, we were talking about Deontay Johnson and the Baltimore Ravens. And Deontay Johnson being suspended for conduct detrimental for something similar to this. And there are other players that are in this league that have refused to or have talked about not wanting to come in and play. And so this is just another name on the ever-growing list of players that we've seen at the professional football level refuse to check into a ball game or have a dust-up on the sideline that led to them being asked to leave said sideline. I hope he never plays again. I hope that he understands the reason as to why he's not playing again. And I agree with the 49ers suspending him so that he does not get compensated for these bad decisions. I'm not about to sit here on my high horse and say he's a role model, this, that, and the third, but you are one of the select few that made it to this point. You're one of the select few that got here. And I understand that he's never had a issue in the past and all that, but let's keep it a whole beam. And again, I'm not going to get, political, if you will, but just because you never went and shot up a situation, if you go in and shoot up a situation and you get, you have to deal with the ramification behind your decision. And in this situation, just because you haven't had a history throughout your career of being a malcontent player, just because you haven't had a history throughout your career of spitting in the faces of your teammates or being a problem off the field or this, that, and the third, you do not get to do this and then get to be awarded to come back on this sideline, let alone any sideline. So for that, I agree with the 49ers decision to suspend him and get him out of the way. Chandler, did you want to talk about this before we go to Larry?
Yeah, because I love being on the opposite side of y'all. I do love it. I really do. I think the 3 games was too much, number one. I think that they're being petty, number 2. By the way, I think he will play again.
Wait, who's being petty?
I think the 49ers are being petty.
How are they being petty?
I think they're being petty, just like the Ravens are being petty with Deontay Johnson. And I'll get to that in a second. I think it does matter. I think context does matter when somebody does something. Even if they have to get punished for it, context does matter. Y'all have kids. Context matters. When your kids do something, you have to punish them. You need to know why they did it. And context matters. If they're honest with you up front with you about it, you may still punish them, but the punishment may be very different than it would have been if they weren't honest and weren't up front, or if there weren't mitigating circumstances. Context matters. This man ain't said a word. He ain't said a word. And all everyone has done is assassinate his character, which is fine, okay, because that's what happens in situations. But miss me when it comes to professional athletes with the whole brotherhood nonsense. And I've said that to y'all before. I don't believe there's a brotherhood in the NFL. If there were, then the Players Association would already have lifetime medical. But instead, they got to gospel him and an extra game when they had an opportunity to get lifetime medical. Because they don't actually give a damn about each other. What they care about is getting paid. That's what they care about. So how do I know that he didn't ask them to release him already and they said no? Like the Ravens are holding Deontay Johnson hostage. Because the Ravens had no intention of playing Deontay Johnson. But they signed him so no one else will sign him. But you won't let him play. You say, oh, but he get paid. That's not the point. Players want to play. Okay? I want to play so that I can go somewhere else and maybe make a little more money. Because at the end of the day, it's 53 independent contractors on every team. Because that's what they said. That's what all these football players say going to TV. I was an independent contractor. I was an independent contractor. Well, if you're an independent contractor, how can you have a brotherhood? You can't have a brotherhood if everyone is only out for themselves. You can't have it. You can't have it both ways. Either we're all in for the same goal or we all here just to get paid. And if we happen to win along the way, that's great. Because that's what I see happen all the time. I watched the New York Jets ruin the kid's career, Denzel Mims.
Mm-hmm.
I watched them ruin his career because Robert Saleh didn't like him. He constantly asked to be released. And they wouldn't release him, but they wouldn't play him. So he started becoming a malcontent. They still wouldn't release him. And by the time they released him, they had destroyed this kid's name around the league where nobody would sign him. I've watched NFL teams do this for over 50 plus years to players. So now players are pulling the one card that they do have, which is, nah, bro, I'm good. I ain't going in. Go ahead and cut me. Go ahead and cut me. I don't care. Because you ain't using me properly. You screwing up my career. So screw you. Now, I don't know if that's what happened with this particular issue with Devondre, but I've seen it happen more than enough times for me to give him the benefit of the doubt. I've seen it happen more than enough times for me to give him the benefit of the doubt.
It didn't happen that way.
I
hear what you're saying with the Mims situation. That was different, and they screwed that up. But this guy took the starting job when Greenlaw got hurt.
Okay,
earned his minutes, but when the starter came back, he was like, "Nah, man, I deserve."
How do I know that they didn't tell him when Greenlaw comes back?
Well, we don't know. We don't.
Which is why I said I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt because I don't trust the teams. I don't trust
you get your chance to play, and you just tell them, "No, I'm not going."
Yes, because I don't trust the organizations. I don't trust any of these NFL teams. I don't trust anything they say because they lie constantly.
But we don't know what they said.
No, I don't. But here's what I know: I'm always going to side with the player over management.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know most fans don't, which I don't understand.
No,
it's side with management over the players.
Because I come from that hardworking, background. Like, I don't quit on my teammates.
Okay.
You know what I mean, they all, like I do, same blood, same mud, right? Or same mud, same blood, right? So like those dudes are working their behind off with you. Those other 52 guys all week, all off season, all during the hot summer months and all that stuff. And you just tell them, I'm not screwing.
If management has been screwing me over the whole time, and I say
we don't know, but we don't know. We don't know if they have.
Well, what I'm saying is, I will not trust what management has to say. You do, and that's fine. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying I'm not trusting management. All I'm saying is, the coach asked you to go in. You said no.
We don't know what was said in that entire conversation. We only have the team's word for it. Again,
right. I feel you. But we all saw it on camera.
Has not said a word. He ain't said a word.
We all saw it on camera.
No, we didn't. We saw him walk off the field in the fourth quarter. They said they asked him to come in the third quarter.
Right.
So what happened between the third and the fourth quarter that a team official walked him off the field, bro?
I think John Lynch came down.
Okay,
came down and asked him, like, you seriously.
Okay. So, and this was coming from the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, we saw it, right? It was on camera. Like, he came down. It was like, are you really not going into the game?
Really?
And he said no. And then they were like, all right, we'll get the fuck out.
Did we hear it or we just see it?
No, they showed it.
Huh?
They showed it.
We showed.
So you heard the words. You're not coming in.
No, they had a whole
John Lynch asked him, "Are you really not?"
Did we hear the conversation? Is the question I'm asking.
No, we didn't have the conversation. No.
Okay, so again, we're going off what the team said, and again, I'm not saying that the team is wrong. I'm not saying the team is right. I'm telling you my position when it comes to the NFL and team versus player. I'm going to support the player because I know how dirty these NFL teams are.
Sure.
And hold on, Barry. And I also know how filthy players can be to players in their own locker room. Because, see, I still remember Marquise Pouncey when Le'Veon Bell was still his teammate. Okay? My brother. This brotherhood and all of this. And it's still a first. And I remember Marquise Pouncey when Le'Veon Bell was still on his team and was just trying to get paid. Came out and said, how dare he ask for money? So, again, miss me with the whole NFL brotherhood nonsense because these cats will cut each other's throat for an extra $1 even when they're in the same locker room. Okay? But again,
it's not about money. It's like
okay, I don't know what it's about, but I don't know what it's about, Barry, but I'm not going to subscribe to this brotherhood
nonsense. If you're asked to do your job and you just tell them, no, I'm not going to do it, why should I pay you?
Okay. What's the context behind it?
I asked you to do your job.
No, what's the context behind it?
I asked you to do your job.
Why did I say no?
I asked you to do your job.
And why did I say no?
You tell me why you said no. He
exactly.
said no.
He hasn't said.
He said no because he felt like he deserved to be out there.
Is that what he said?
First and second.
Is that what he says? That everybody's inferring.
That's what's been said.
That's what's been said, guys, but not by him.
Correct me if, serious, Larry, correct
me. But not by him. All I'm saying, Barry, is again, we're taking everyone else's word but the man who said no because nobody's bothered to ask him what he said. Now, y'all could be right. He could be dead wrong. He could be dead wrong. Okay? But I would like some context. I would like some context before I start character assassinating him because, see, I don't know what was going on. And I've been on jobs, I've been in the service where I've had to refuse an unlawful order. Where I've had to refuse to do something that I knew wasn't safe. Even though everybody else said, man, I would have just went ahead and did it. I've been in situations as an engineer where I said, no, I'm not going to pass that part. Okay? I've literally had a VP of Sikorsky come and tell me, if you don't pass these parts, safety of flight parts, by the way, because it's costing us $150,000 every hour you delay them. And I said, well, it doesn't meet the inspection criteria, so no, I'm not going to pass it. So you can fire me and get somebody else to sign it, but I'm not signing off on it. There's context in everything, and context matters to me. That's all I'm going to say. Context matters to me. So I'm not subscribing to the brotherhood. He's spitting his teammate faces and mom. In high school and college, I would absolutely agree with you. On a professional level, they don't give a damn about each other. And I'm talking about the players in the locker room because I've seen them screw each other over too many times. So to me, if they had a real union, he would have got one game, and they would have, and then at that point they cut him, they don't cut him, whatever. But it would have only been one game, just like Deontay Johnson got. And by the way, the Ravens still haven't cut Deontay Johnson, but they're not going to play him.
And
he refused to go into a game.
He's suspended right now.
They suspended him, but he's still on the team, and they won't let him go. So sometimes the only card I can play is to force you to cut me, but even now the teams don't cut him.
Yeah, because they have to pay him.
You know, if they cut him, the money you got to cut him versus their salaries is totally different monies. What it is they don't want them to make money somewhere else.
You cut him, you have to pay him.
Yeah, but it's not compared, not their full salary. There's a cut salary.
Yeah, you pay the rest of their salary.
But Deontay Johnson,
it's not like Deontay Johnson's making a buttload of money. All I'm saying
say it again, Larry.
But Deontay Johnson actually wants to play when he came
to
Baltimore.
But the Ravens won't play him.
It was the expectation, but even when they asked him to go in the game, he went in the game. He only played like 3 snaps.
No. He refused to go into a game.
After he was only getting 2 and 3 snaps.
Okay, but he still refused to go in, and they still haven't cut him. My point is,
no, but
they're not going
to wait.
I'm going to support.
Larry's saying
that's it.
They asked him to go in. He went in for 2-3 plays, and then they asked him again. He didn't go in. He didn't want to go in.
So that
okay, yeah. So
it's basically it's the same thing. He refused to go in. They suspended him a game, and now instead of cutting him, they're holding him hostage. So
okay, so
all
let
I'm
me
saying is screw. I will say screw every NFL team when it comes to supporting players, but that's just me. Go ahead, Larry.
Okay, I'm gonna cook. So I hopefully Mama Jordan didn't lock down by now, and I hope your dad not listening.
All right, wait, let me get the time. Let me get the timestamp. It's
look,
like 10,
9:54.
Yeah,
9:54.
No, it's 10:54 East Coast.
Oh, my bad. It's 9:54 my time, man. My bad. Mama
That's
Jordan
why you be
locked
keeping me up late because you don't know what time it is on the
Hey,
East Coast.
man, Chandler be up to 8:00 in the morning sometimes. Look, I wake
My
up.
man has the medical. He has a medical condition. We don't.
Look, hey, so don't go there with me. Look, hey, I wake up in the morning. Y'all already sending messages, so don't even go there, man. Look, hey, go both ways.
Be an hour ahead. Anyways, go ahead.
It go both ways, bro. So I'm gonna just say this, bro. It was a bitch move. It was a real bitch move on his part, and I'm gonna say it was some bitch shit to me because how many times have we been on a job? And I get it, Chandler. You said if it's safe, you're not gonna prove it. How many times have we been on a job and we have to say to ourselves, do I just come to work and do my job even though I don't like it? Because I know I got to get paid. It was an emotional bitch move that he made because I can best rest assured if he went to his agent probably told him, no, bro, don't do that. Don't do that. Because these are the ramifications that you're gonna incur. You're not gonna get paid and you're probably not gonna get signed. I'm a Niners fan. If you go back to it, we signed Eric Kendricks. He reneged and went to the Cowboys. DeAndre Campbell, you're a 31-year-old free agent. You were the last linebacker to get signed. And the only reason why you got signed is because Eric Kendricks backed out. He played amazing while Dre was gone, right? If you're on that team, Chandler, and I get it, there's no brotherhood, whatever you want to call it. But if you're on that team with those, I'm going to say 25 other guys that play defense, Warner has said, Dre's my guy. Dre's the heartbeat of this defense. Bosa has said, he's the best teammate I ever had. He's the heartbeat of the defense. Everybody on that defense has said Dre is the heartbeat of that defense. We all know how NFL teams work. You've been through practices. You've been through walkthroughs. They told you Dre's ready to go. This is the walkthrough. This is the plan. Like I said, they said if he had a problem even before then, he wouldn't even dress. But that means you didn't even go to your agent, and your agent probably told you, do not do this. Don't dress. Let's have a problem. Don't dress, but do not refuse to not go in this game because this is going to be a career ender.
Ask you one question. What if he did ask them to release him and they told him no?
He could have not dressed. Even other players said that. Even other players said that.
Y'all speculating everything else. I can't speculate.
No, I'm not speculating. I'm
not saying that.
Heard.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. And John Lynch, if you wanted to be released, John Lynch would have released you. John Lynch is a former player. You don't refuse to not go in the game. He would have released you, especially with Dre being back. He would have released you if you would have brought it that you had a problem with it before the game. Even the other players, not on the Niners team, have said, Brian Clark said it. He said, dude, if he had a problem before the game, he could have just brought it to them and they could have not dressed him. He would have been healthy and active. He would have not even, could not have came if he had a problem with it. That was an emotional decision, an emotional bitch-made decision that he made on that sideline. He didn't consult nobody else. I hope he don't have no kids. It had to be
premeditated
because he didn't consult his kids. He made an emotional, rash decision that's going to end his career.
Okay,
Barry, what did we say? Barry, what did we say? AB ain't been on no field. AB ain't even been in the XFL. Dude, like real talk, bro. Like that is a career ender in the eyes of GMs, everybody else, because they're not gonna look at the 12 games that you played amazing while Dre out. They're gonna look at the fact that you refuse to go in the game. And another GM that we all know these GMs talk came down and had a conversation with you, and you still refused, and they had to make you leave. Dude, the players union they're not even appealing it. They already went to the league and talked about what can they do to penalize him to where you're losing $3 million, bro. that made me think that was a emotional, rash decision that you shouldn't have made. And we all get it. If you're young, you make rash and irrational decisions. You're 31, bro, and you making decisions like that like you a fucking kid? To give up $3 million and the rest of your career? Ain't no way in hell, bro. I wouldn't have did it. And ain't no agent, ain't anybody in his family that if he had discussed that with anybody that probably rely on him to take care of them or whatever the case may be, they probably would have said, "Hey, bro, I wouldn't do that because you're gonna forfeit this salary. Let's find another resolution before the game." Dude, every other former player that has came out about this has said that he probably had at least 10 other options besides refusing to go in that game. That was a rash, emotional decision that you made right then and there. And I'm saying this as a Niners fan too. You have to have you got to be fucking clueless. If you don't get the context, you are not coming in for some backup dude who we might have been playing him and he might have been, back and forth. You were playing until Dre Greenlaw was healthy. Dre fucking Greenlaw was healthy.
Scrub.
Dude, like you don't. If you had any context, if any kind of clue of what was going on with that team, you knew that Dre is the guy that everybody loves on that team, right? And this is where I got even more pissed off about the whole situation, right? Not the fact that you left the field, you refused to come in the game, you were upsetting your feelings about Dre being back, right? Serious, you hit on it, bro. This is the part. This is the part that pissed me off about that whole deal. The Niners made that game about Dre Greenlaw coming back. That's all they kept saying was Dre Greenlaw. He got hurt in the Super Bowl. What might have happened? Dre's coming back. Dre's playing his first game. Dre actually let him onto the field. They didn't even mention this was Chardavius Ward's first game back from losing his goddamn daughter. They didn't even mention the shit. They didn't even say. Even the announcers did not even say not a goddamn thing about this man playing his first game in a month after losing his daughter, and you made that shit about you. You didn't have that fucking much context to say, "Oh, I'll just go in and play these 8-9 snaps, these 10 snaps. We'll handle it after the game." That was an emotional bitch-made decision that he made on that field. That I hate to say it, I wouldn't even want to see that dude coaching a JV junior high school team. Like, dude, like I wouldn't want to see him at this point, dude. I would rather see AB coaching a team before that dude do anything, bro. Because you made it about you when this dude literally lost his daughter, and they basically said, "Let's keep it, Mom. He's back in the game. He's back playing." And you made that game about you. That's the part that pissed me off the most, because you made a irrational decision, and now that whole game was all focused on you walking off the goddamn field. Like, dude, miss me with that shit. And like I say, bro, he done for. He not gonna play in no XFL. He ain't gonna play in no CFL. He ain't gonna play in no YFL, no JFL. He's 31 years old, bro. You should make smarter decisions than that, bro. You should make smarter decisions than that.
Yeah, I mean, we saw AB walk off the field, take off his and
AB never played another game.
His jersey. You remember that? It was at MetLife, right, Chandler?
AB was on his way out anyway because he was a clown. I'm curious though.
Right.
But AB was still talented.
Why?
But he was still talented. He's still trying to get a job.
He had a whole lot of other stuff going on, especially off the field stuff.
Yeah. But he had a whole lot of talent too, and he never played.
But the off the field stuff was hard, heavily outweighing his talent. But I'm curious. Everybody keeps bringing up, who lost the kid. What the hell's that got to do with Devondre Campbell?
It's the context. You should know the context of the game.
You lost your kid. What's that got to do with me?
Dude, it's the context of the game, bro.
I don't. Okay, I'm gonna say this again because apparently I'm not. I'm gonna have to be really blunt here because apparently me trying to be nice about it isn't cutting through. Okay,
dude,
I don't give a damn that you lost your kid. I'm worried about me because I'm an independent contractor.
dude. But as you worried about you, like you said, I'm an independent contractor. Dude, am I gonna make a decision like that, knowing that I'm an independent contractor?
If I feel like I have to,
my
yes.
career.
If I
That
feel
could
like I have
possibly
to,
kill
yes.
my career.
Who, for all I know, Devondre Campbell didn't want to play football anymore anyway.
Dude,
he wants to play ball.
I would hate to
I
say
don't know
that
that because again, he hasn't said anything. See, we're ascribing all of these intents, we're ascribing intent and all this stuff to this man, and he hasn't said a word.
Chandler, so you know what? This is why I say this is a emotional bitch made move, bro. If I don't want to play football anymore, hey, I'm done. I want to go do this business.
You mean like the Bills
I want to do business with you,
like the
and you
Bills
just quit on national TV. Dude,
remember the Buffalo Bills player who retired at halftime, and everybody gave him grief, but that was the best decision for him.
Barry, if I come to you and be like, Barry, let's do business, but you just see me quit on national TV, you're gonna be like, yeah, let's do business. Aaron, if you just see me quit on national TV, and I'm like, hey, bro, let's do some business. Hey, bro, can you hire me?
Larry, I'm going to ask you the context behind it.
Would you? It don't matter the context.
It does matter the context. Context matters.
But what context can you find? Like, what do you mean context? But you're guessing.
No, right? no. You asked me what context would I buy, right? That's your asking.
Right. But what I'm saying though, is like,
no, I'm not guessing. You just asked me a question about me.
There's no viable reason why he should have
won the context?
There's no viable reason why
you're asking me. Larry just asked a question about would I work with you if I saw you quit, and I said it would depend on the context of why you did what you did.
No, but what I'm saying is, what would the context of him not wanting to go out there?
I don't know what the context is.
No viable reason. So you're using that as a blanket excuse for him not refusing to go into the game.
What I said is it depends on the context. For all I know, the man had an emotional breakdown. I don't know what happened. I don't know why he did it. I'm not going to ascribe sinister motives when I don't know the full story.
He went through the walkthroughs. He's been practicing all week.
What's that got to do with the price of tea in China?
The story is, and I'll just because I followed the Niners.
My dad.
The problem that he had was that he felt like he should have got more playing time, even with Drake.
According to who?
This is what he's told them.
No, he didn't tell him anything. The man hasn't spoken.
He hasn't spoken in public. This is what
he hasn't spoken in public.
This is what the team is saying. He said. So again,
the team didn't say that.
Who said it? Then who said he told them that?
Chandler, I will pull it up. This is where it all boiled down from. He felt like he had been having a really great season. He was trying to get his next contract, which he had put a lot of good stuff on film. And he didn't want to take a back step in his snaps and his plays to trade with coming back.
Can I get one straight answer?
Yeah.
Who said he said this?
I'm gonna send it to you, Chandler. I'm gonna send it to you.
No, don't send me a link, okay, with a bunch of sources. Tell me who said he said it, and if they whether they work for the team or whether a media source they're working for the team. Has anybody heard Devondre Campbell say, I didn't want to go in because I was mad about the snaps?
Dude, I'm put like this. I'm not saying it's true and I'm not saying it's not, but even former players have gotten the context of what it was about.
How are you going to get context if no one's spoken to him?
They knew about it before him.
Oh my God. How did they know? Because the team said it. Guys on the team said it. No one's.
If I'm Fred Warner and I'm friends with Fred Warner, you think Fred Warner don't know what that's about?
Fred Warner can guess all he wants. Fred Warner said he ain't spoken to the man. So how's he gonna know?
I'm just saying, if I'm the team captain and I know what this argument was about, you think that I don't know?
Fred Warner was on the field when it happened.
They leak sources all the time.
Yes, they leak, and the sources come from the team.
I'm gonna just put it like
you
this,
mean
bro.
like ownership and like the.
I mean management. Yes.
No, Nick Bosa came out and said.
Don't give a damn what Nick Bosa have to say,
dude. It's no.
Don't do that. Don't do that, dude. Chandler, because he heard that dude was complaining about what was going to happen like before the game. Yeah. He literally said Bosa said he heard some complaining from Campbell before the game.
Okay, so he complained before the game, so let's extrapolate that's the reason. Let's not ask the man what the reason is, and that's fine. Listen, I'm not saying y'all wrong. Again, I'm not saying y'all wrong. What I'm saying is, I would love to hear from Devondre Campbell before I assassinate his character.
I'm not assassinating his character. I'm not assassinating his character, Chandler.
Dude, you just said
it's not his character. It's
you called him a
move
bitch.
he made.
It was a bitch move.
It was a bitch move.
You just assassinated his character.
It was a bitch move, bro. Because
it's not his character. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm not saying he's.
Larry just did.
It was a bitch move, bro.
I said what he did was a bitch move, not him.
It was a bitch move, bro. It really was.
You just said he shouldn't even get to coach high school football.
He shouldn't. He shouldn't.
Why?
It was a bitch move, bro.
Why?
It was a bitch move.
Why? Because he made a mistake?
Dude, because
no
it was
one
a bitch
gets
move,
second
bro.
chances anymore. See, now we back to that whole thing of you fuck up one time, you dead to us.
Dude, I'm not saying that, bro.
Right.
I'm just saying it was a.
Would you want to? Would you? All right, Chandler, you were a soldier, and I respect the hell out of you, brother. If somebody basically that was supposed to fight next to you that you depend on to everybody to keep everybody alive.
That happens.
Would you want him to go right with the next time?
Yes.
The next go?
Yes, because you know what happens. Let me tell you something, Barry. When
you tell me.
When bullets actually start flying, it ain't like you see on fucking TV. Okay,
no, I feel you, but like
some people, right? They freeze.
Right?
Some
no, I feel you. I feel you, Chandler, but can you?
That doesn't mean that they can't get it right.
No, but would you trust that person again?
I had no choice, bro. Because that's who I had.
All right.
I had no choice.
I think the difference between where you're at, Chandler, and where the rest of us at, GMs and players, and they have a choice. And right now,
I'm not saying you're wrong. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, so
he pulled a skill. Let me just say this real quick here, and this is where I'm gonna go. Like I said, it was an emotional bitch move that he did right then and there, right? AB, and we all seen AB do the same thing, quit on the team. Dude, AB literally is filing bankruptcy because he forfeited what, like 30 million or something? Yeah. Why would you forfeit your salary unless that's an emotional decision that you made right then and there?
Okay. And again, that doesn't mean that he should never have another opportunity. Whether he gets one or not is irrelevant. That doesn't mean he shouldn't have one.
Chandler, but if you saw that happen, and basically every dude that has ever quit on their team has never gotten a second opportunity.
Oh, you mean like every player that goes out and drinking and driving when they see what has happened, like Henry Ruggs?
But
right?
Dude, it's some crap that them dudes they hold sacred, dude. I'm being for real. Like
they can hold it sacred all they want. People make mistakes.
And I get that, but he should have thought about that, bro. That's
maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I'm not going to basically classify him as some piece of trash who should be thrown away.
I'm not saying he's a piece of trash. I'm not.
That is literally what's happening to him. You got all these players he's a coward. He shouldn't this. He shouldn't that. These same guys who made multiple mistakes in their lives, by the way, now want to sit on a high horse, right, and character assassinate this young man.
Nobody character assassinates.
This is a young man.
Yeah, I mean, they all. You're right. Sit on their high horse. We all talked about Nick Bosa and what he did a couple weeks back.
And now Nick Bosa is castigating somebody else.
No, but yeah, exactly. Like jumping in front of people, but like at least Nick Bosa ain't refused to go into a game.
Okay.
Dude, let me go even further, Chandler. This is what I'm gonna tell you. And like I said, you want to relate this back to real life, dude. At my job, when we in our isolated team meeting, oh man, we'll cuss each other the fuck out. Like we will go the fuck off. But when we go to the meetings with these big wigs, you know what we do? We clean that shit up. And we all unite in front when we go out there because we know we got these eyes on us.
Then you're very lucky, Larry. That's not everybody's experience.
You do not do that. I can even see if you did it in practice or if you did it before. You do not do that on a nationally televised ain't no other football was even on.
So context, because if he had done that on a 1 o'clock game that wasn't televised, would we have this outcry? Because when Deontay Johnson did it, it wasn't on a televised game. There was really no outcry. It was talked about, but there was no outcry. And Deontay Johnson did get suspended 3 games. See, again, context matters, bro.
It do matter. But
So,
also,
so what you just told me is if he had done this on a 4:00 game, right, that nobody was damn watching, right,
is he fucking clueless?
he wouldn't be suspended 3 games.
No, but
and
I'm
if
just saying,
that's the reason that he got the 3 games, just because it was a nationally televised game versus just a regular game, then miss me again with the brotherhood bullshit.
I'm not saying it's a brotherhood. How many times did some shit happen on the game that nobody was watching and you hear about it after the fact? But if you see some shit on a nationally televised game that everybody's watching,
okay, so
you should have
which now makes him a pariah. But God,
he's a dumbass. He should have some type of common sense to say, I don't do this at this particular time. He's a dumbass.
People have done a lot of things at the worst times. Listen,
he's a dumbass. Again, but I'm not gonna.
At some point in time, we talked about Mike Vick today. There were people who said Mike Vick should never play football again, right? And it looked like he never would, by the way. And people were sitting in, well, not shows like, well, yeah, it was shows like this back then because we do the Google Talk era. You remember Sirius, right? We're doing the Google Talk shit. And they said, he ain't never going to get another chance. And mama, right? Now, how stupid could he be? And but one person gave him a chance. So all I'm saying is, regardless of how people feel today or tomorrow, I think someone's going to give the young man a chance, because if you look at the totality of his career, right? And why it's personal for me, bro, it's because I made some bad mistakes in my life. Okay? And I haven't gotten an opportunity again. And it fucking sucks. All right? I made poor choices. I've owned the fact that I made poor choices. And I will never get a chance to undo those choices. Okay? So I would kill for somebody to let me not undo, but just give me an opportunity and look at the totality of what I've done, the totality of what I've been in my life. Don't just focus on that one poor decision.
Dude,
and that's all I'm saying about Devondre Campbell.
Dude,
can we not focus on one poor decision? Can we look at the totality of what he's done and say, you know what? He might have fucked up, but maybe he does deserve another shot sometime.
But he made I'm put like this, and I get it. Sometimes, and when I say young, like, yeah, he's 31. To me, he young.
He young to me.
Young to me. And you make dumbass
young to me too, right?
But dude, I'm just saying, like, in my career, have I had to, like, I ain't gonna say bite my tongue, but I've had to suck it up sometime. I had to do some stuff that I may not want to do, bro, because at the end of the day, I got kids to feed and I got a mortgage to pay and shit to do, bro. Like DeAndre Campbell, not only are like I said, I hate to say it like that, but you remember the old saying, are you fucking stupid or are you fucking dumb? Your GM is literally in the Hall of Fame for being one of the hardest playing players. Quitting is not a fucking option to John Lynch, bro. You see, he came down and have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm gonna just say this. Even if I refused to come in the game before, if John Lynch came down and had a conversation with me, I might have said, you know what, John? I was in my feelings. I was mad about it. I'm gonna suck it up and I'm gonna play for you. Dude, I get it. We don't know the conversation. We don't know the conversation. We don't know what.
No, we don't know the conversation, but it was.
Are you fucking?
What I'm seeing, it was premeditated. Like he had an idea that he was going to do this.
Do that.
That's where I have a problem.
Barry, you get in that space where you gonna come hell or high water. That's what you gonna do. 1,000 people can tell you not to. Okay, 1,000 people tell you not to. And Barry, you've known me long enough to know that there's certain times you could tell me Jesus Christ could come down and say, Chandler, don't do that. I'm gonna say, fuck you, I'm doing it. You understand what I'm saying? It happened, bro.
Dude, I'm gonna be real. If he had talked to his agent, like you said, if it was premeditated, his agent probably told him this is a career killer, bro.
And he said, I don't care, I'm doing it because that's the space.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a career killer. Don't do it. Let's fit. Agents are trying to get paid. They would have figured out something other than this. They would have worked that out some kind of way, bro.
I'm hurt.
And I'm gonna just put like this: we all watch Hard Knocks. We know how these GMs are. They text each other, they talk to each other, they go to dinner to each other.
I watch Hard Knocks.
And we watch Hard Knocks, bro.
Yeah, we watch.
And they probably all are gonna go back to John Lynch and be like, "Hey, what happened in that conversation? And should we give him another opportunity or not? Hey, I'm hoping John Lynch say, hey, give him an opportunity. But knowing John Lynch as being one of the hardest, toughest, hard knock players ever, he's probably not okay with you refusing to go into a game. And I'll go even further, Chandler. This is the thing that I do know. It wasn't even like they said go in the game now, whatever the case may be. Dre got dinged up, and it was like next man up. You go in the game now.
So he was never going to get in the game.
And he would get in limited snaps.
No, of course he would get in the game.
No. Greenlaw had got hurt.
Not the amount of snaps he wanted.
No, he wasn't going to get in the game.
This happened in the third quarter, which means if Greenlaw doesn't get hurt, they probably never asked him to go in the game.
No, he was going to go in the game at some point. He was going to be on limited snap because no defensive player play every snap.
If he's going to be on limited snaps, shouldn't he have gotten in the game before the third quarter?
Nah, it just depends on the packages. It depends on the packages and the plays and stuff like that. No defensive player play every snap. Both teams come out the field.
Stop there. That's my point. If he was Greenlaw's backup and no player plays every snap, but he wasn't asked to go in the game until the third quarter when Greenlaw got hurt, that says to me he was never going to get in the game.
No, I think he would have gotten the game, but they was playing the Rams, and the Rams with that set, they kept going to like nickels and dimes. So that's the reason why Greenlaw's snap count was cut a little bit short because they kept putting these nickels and dimes in with Hufanga in there.
It sounded like all week he had an idea, and the team had an idea what he was thinking about doing, and they were like, "Nah, we're not gonna play you." And then, because this is kind of what I heard, and then once Greenlaw got hurt, it was like, "Well, you got to go play." Well, fuck you. You said I wasn't gonna play all week, and now you want me to play? Fuck you. I'm not playing.
Again,
that's kind of how I heard it was going down.
I can relate to that. I'm not saying y'all right. I'm wrong. I'm saying I can relate on both sides of it. I can relate.
Sure.
Okay, I can relate to
you didn't do it on national TV.
So angry about something. Okay,
let me find you did it on national TV.
About the consequences. I don't care about the repercussions. Okay, I know people who have literally lost $100,000 a year jobs, homes, and their children. Okay, for decisions that they made. And some of them have reconnected with their children. Some their children will never speak to them again for the rest of their fucking lives. Okay. Choices have consequences. I get that. There's just a part of me that wishes that I hope the man gets another shot because I understand making a poor decision at the worst possible moment in your life.
Dude, and Chan, you know what I'm gonna tell you, dude? I don't never want to see nobody's career get cut short, but like you hit on, bro, you could do a bunch of off-field shit. Mike Vick did off-field shit. You could have DUIs, all kinds of off-the-field stuff. The on the field stuff will be a career killer. And you know what? And I'm gonna go even further with y'all. And I know the shit been in the news. I'm on one tonight, bro. Dude, I used to work for United Healthcare, bro.
What happened?
I used to work for United Healthcare.
Yeah.
Dude, we had a motto at United Healthcare. You could be a dumbass, you can come to work, but you come to work every day and you will never get fired. You could come to work every day, do the bare minimum, and you will never get fired as long as you brought your ass to work. You miss work, you're doing stupid stuff, you will get fired, dude. Just like the NFL, bro. You could do all crazy crap off the field, and they will be like, okay, we're gonna give him a second chance. Hey, look, we all know Mike Irvin got caught with prostitutes and cocaine, and it was like, look, he was right back the next day catching passes for the Cowboys, but it was off the field. This happened on the field.
The healthcare CEO got it on the field. Good for him.
Hey, but this happened on the field, and I think that's the difference, Chandler, that I'm trying to convey to you is that it happened on the field. And like you said, it was a bad.
I just hate when everybody piles on somebody, bro.
Nope, I'm not piling on him. I was
you know what I mean. There's not one person who's gonna say anything positive about that young man right now, and that just sucks.
I said he played amazing until Dre came back. That was the first thing I said. He played amazing until Dre came back. That's why I feel like he
missed me with his shit because of what he said about that former Auburn running back, and he basically kept that kid from ever getting a job again.
So you got to know the context, man. You got to.
Ryan Clark. Y'all mentioned Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark was on ESPN. It was a few years ago. There was a running back from Auburn who was trying to get signed because he hadn't had a great career. And he said that he was worse than a high school football player. Nobody signed him after that. So Ryan Clark running his mouth, I don't want to hear it because he kept that kid from getting another job.
At 31 years old, you ain't learned how to read the room, bro. At 31 years old, you ain't learned how to read the room.
Fuck the room.
Yo, anywho, with that being said, gentlemen, I definitely want to get us out of here. I had a feeling this conversation
would be what day Atlanta played, man. We'll be back because me and Chandler gonna do a one-on-one show.
That's right.
Atlanta,
Yeah, y'all do y'all show. I'm done.
We ain't even no Falcons fans. We gonna do
Atlanta. I know.
They play Sunday. Hit me up. I will set it up. Y'all can go to work, man. With that being said, let me get you guys out of here. CK, thanks for coming by, kicking with us, my guy. Give me a plug and a close up and shut it down, homie.
This was a hell of a night, man. The Barry sisters, nice meeting you. Even through the comments.
Hey, leave my sister alone.
Barry family got some brains.
Leave my sister alone now,
bro. I'm older than everybody. Stop it. But it's the holiday season. Seasonal depression is real. Take care of your families. Look out for your friends. 22 veterans commit suicide every day. 988 option 1. You pick up the phone. You get stuck somewhere. Just remember, move a muscle, change your thought. You can do anything for 10 minutes. So you stuck and depressed, do something just for 10 minutes. You can do anything for 10 minutes. You'll be amazed at how much better you feel. Good night, guys.
Appreciate you, big dog, man. Thanks for coming by, kicking with us, man. Again, I always say this, man, as a spouse of a veteran, man, it definitely is something that I definitely echo. Seasonal depression is a real thing. I'm not too sure what all veterans go through from a mental standpoint, so I'm glad that option is open for them. Glad it's open for Chandler. My wife uses it, and some other friends that she's aware uses it, so I'm proud of that. Larry, you know what to do, my guy. Give me a plug in the close. Shut it down, big homie.
Hey, man, we made Unc head hurt, so he loving this. He gonna be thinking about this like 3 days. Hey, that'd be the best shows when we make his head hurt, and that'd be the one that he remember. He gonna probably hit us at like 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what? By the way, I was thinking about this too. Yeah. Hey, so we know what he going through.
We'll get a voice memo.
Yeah, we get a voice memo from him at some time. But as long as we make it his head hurt, we know we doing our job. Right. We know what he's dealing with, man. Hey, so we it's all good, man. It's all love. Hey, look, I appreciate everything, fellas, like always, man. I ain't gonna even try to do Steve's clothes. I jacked it up every time I try to do it. I will say one thing that Steve always say: if you see the show, share the show. We working on some things, man. Hey, we at the Christmas break, bro. We got to put together the launch pad. We got to do it.
Yeah, we do. We got to do it. We got to do it. We got to do it.
And I'm gonna close it out, and I'm gonna say, man, that this has been a great show, and I accomplished my mission. I told Steve we were not gonna make this about the goddamn Yankees. I accomplished my mission. Oh man, we didn't have I told Steve I'm gonna keep them to 30 minutes or less, man. I accomplished my mission. No Yankee talk tonight, brothers. All right, y'all take it easy. All
right, good dog. It's funny. I did have some of the Yankee stuff lined up to talk about. However, when you just check the temperature of how the show is going, man, I knew we wasn't going to get to it tonight. So we definitely going to have to circle back at a later date to talk about, the Yankees doing some work in these winter meetings, man. I'm proud of what they're doing, man. With that being said, Villain, talk to me. Give me a plug in the close and shut it down, big homie. You're on mute, sir. You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm ready to go. But I ain't even gonna sit here and argue with LG about the Yankees. We got Bellinger. He can hate all he want. I appreciate doing the show with you. Love y'all, man. You the best, man. I love y'all. We doing it. We got things on cooking. So check us out. Man. All right. Peace.
Yo, man, it's your boy Sirius up in that 412 and the 703, man. It's such a privilege and a pleasure doing this show with you guys on a week-to-week basis. Before we get out of here, man, definitely check out the show, man. We're all over we're all over the place, man. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're doing big things, man. Got an Instagram back up and running. Thanks to my homie Villain and his connects for helping us with that and doing all that sort of thing. Videos is coming out. I got one I got to edit and go through. My man Larry sent me something. Chandler sent me something a couple weeks ago, so definitely check that out, man. That's on the site. I got to do some other stuff, man. Villain just did one a couple weeks ago, actually a couple days ago, about Saturday Night's Main Event. So definitely check that out. We're doing big things, man, and I cannot wait to see what 2025 has for the collective. With that being said, man, seasonal depression is a real thing, man. So definitely hug your family and your loved ones. Let them know that you love them. Shout out to my friends at Nonsense and Deep Thoughts for helping me give me an ear to bounce off on. Also, my homie Trey. I told him I'll give him a shout out, man. He's starting his own thing, doing sports. So there may be a collaboration with he and his team here coming up in 2025, man. There's a big enough space at this table for everybody, man. We want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to eat. And talk sports, man. We don't get into politics. We don't get into a bunch of other things, but we do hit sports hard around these here parts, man. So if you talk sports, we definitely want to talk to you, man. With that being said, God bless. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.